Zoom here in Detroit. This should be a Purdue pro crowd again tonight. One would wonder just how big of a deal that could be for Purdue, especially in a game that, is going to be a very difficult one against the Gonzaga team that's traveled a long way from Spokane, Washington.
That was very fun down in Indianapolis to see that place become Mackey South, and I would expect a very similar situation here. Purdue, by far the closest school to Detroit from a driving distance standpoint. Obviously, as you just said, Spokane, Washington, feels like it's an eternity away from Detroit, Michigan. So hopefully tonight it feels like a home game for the Boilers. And, having that home court feel is critical, right? There's going to be big possessions in this game. If you can get the crowd behind you, give you a little extra adrenaline, could be the difference between a win or a loss.
It's Purdue and Gonzaga. The winner advances on to Elite Eight competition. That game to be played Sunday here in Detroit. Game 2 comes up when we are finished. That will feature Creighton taking on Tennessee. Purdue and Gonzaga coming up. More of our pregame show when we return. This is Boilermaker Basketball on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
University Bookstore is the official textbook source for Purdue athletics and the home of the original Purdue Pete. Cash in on 3-Point Thursdays with Purdue men's and women's basketball. When Purdue scores, so do you. With winning home games, you can save up to 39% on in-store purchases. Gear up for game days with the #1 fun place for Purdue. University Bookstore, 2 locations, State Street and across from Mackey Arena. It's University Bookstore.
Keystone Cooperative is centered on delivering the farmer-owned cooperative of the future. Starting today, we're proud to be owned and operated by over 20,000 member owners. Keystone specializes in energy, home heat, agronomy, grain, animal nutrition, and swine production. And we remain centered on the valued relationships that have built and grown the cooperative for 100 years. Just like you, we're proud to back the Boilers. Keystone Cooperative, centered on you.
Talking on the phone is difficult if you've been exposed to loud noises over time. Combat veterans, factory workers, farmers, gun and motorcycle enthusiasts can have trouble hearing on the telephone. Relay Indiana helps return clarity to your phone conversations. Relay Indiana also provides free loaned equipment to those who qualify. Get the CapTel caption telephone from Relay Indiana. Visit RelayIndiana.com now.
Now's the time for a new Honda. Save thousands with 2.9% financing on a 2024 CR-V. Full Honda inventory is here. Cars, SUVs, trucks, vans are all in stock. There's never been a better time to buy a new Honda. Save big with low payments or get your new Honda with 2.9% financing. Search your local Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details for well-qualified buyers. Offer ends 4/30/24.
Higher yield potential starts with the season-long systemic disease protection of Xyway brand fungicides from FMC. Xyway brand fungicides protect corn crops from key foliar diseases and support physiological benefits that help develop healthier, higher-yielding corn for a difference you'll appreciate at harvest. Visit your FMC retailer for an at-plant advantage. Always read and follow all label directions.
SeatGeek's the ticketing app for fans like the sideline shot caller.
Come on, boys, pick up the pace!
SeatGeek got him a great deal on seats right near the action, so when he yells,
"What are you doing? Block him!"
he can be absolutely sure the players heard him. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Purdue and Gonzaga here tonight in Detroit. Little Caesars Arena. They play NBA basketball here. The Detroit Pistons and our own Jaden Ivey here in Detroit. Nice big mural of Jaden just outside the Pistons locker room here inside of this building, which seats just over 20,000. We'll see how many Purdue fans can find their way into the building here tonight. Purdue's Three-Pointers brought to you by Case IH, a proud sponsor of Purdue basketball. Remember, you can't spell swish without IH. Let's talk about Purdue first. Right now, when you factor in all the numbers from NCAA tournament action last weekend, Purdue has elevated itself to the number 1 three-point shooting team in the nation percentage-wise. Purdue bypassing Kentucky last weekend. Purdue is at 40.9 as a team, and that puts Purdue at number 1 in the country, number 1 in three-point shooting percentage. And as Bob and I mentioned earlier, Purdue was, well, quite frankly, terrible out in Honolulu in the first game against Gonzaga. Purdue was 4 of 17. That's 23.5%. That was Purdue's worst three-point shooting game of the season. Meanwhile, Gonzaga, and again, Bob mentioned this earlier, they're a pretty solid three-point shooting team at 36%, 36.2 to be exact. However, they don't shoot a lot of volume threes, and it is worth noting, if you just look at Gonzaga over their last 18 games, where they've gone 16-2, they're actually shooting 40% from three. The numbers are near identical, three-point shooting, Purdue and Gonzaga, if you take just Gonzaga's last 18 games of the season and look at Purdue's entire body of work over 35 games this year. So certainly Gonzaga has some capable three-point shooters. Nolan Hickman rises to the top of the list, a 42% three-point shooter. Anton Watson, a 41% three-point shooter. We've been talking about Fletcher Lawyer the entire month of March, and why not? Fletch in the month of March right now is 13 of 18 three-point shooting. That comes out to 72% for Fletch in the month of March. Before we move any further, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Boilermaker basketball from Learfield. Our Big Ten college basketball report is coming up next when we return to Detroit. This is Boilermaker basketball on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
I get paid to do this. How cool is it?
Wow. Like me getting paid to be a coach.
And for me, I don't think there's a place out there better for me than Purdue University.
Hi, I'm Kate Young, host of This is Purdue, the official podcast of Purdue University. Over the last 3 years, my conversations with Boilermakers have been serious, informative, and in the case of that exchange with former Purdue basketball coach Gene Cady and current head coach Matt Painter, downright fun. Be sure to follow This is Purdue on your favorite podcast app or on YouTube.
We Boilermakers show our pride in a number of ways, from a Purdue flag flying high on game day to a black and gold tie worn to the office. That loyalty is built on precious memories, time-honored traditions, and lifelong friendships. It's everlasting, and it stays with you wherever you go. So whether you're at Mackey Arena, your hometown grocery store, or across the country, the pride is always there. And now with the Purdue Federal Visa Signature Card, you have one more way to show your pride. Purdue Federal, the official credit card for Purdue fans everywhere. Federally insured by NCAA.
Unity Healthcare, a trusted pillar in the community for more than 25 years, offers healthcare services that you can depend on. With a team of over 80 highly skilled providers, Unity Healthcare is committed to making the best decisions for your health right here in your local community. Visit one of our many healthcare specialists or urgent care to meet your specific healthcare needs. www.unityhc.com, because we believe in working together towards a healthier future. Unity Healthcare, healthier together.
If your company is seeking to relocate or expand quickly, Hancock County, Indiana has a wide variety of business sites, including 4 shovel-ready certified silver business parks, plus higher than normal broadband capacity with an extensive fiber network with more than 2,000 miles of lines. Connecting opportunity with success. Contact the Hancock County Economic Development Council at www.hancockedc.com or at 317-477-7241.
The time to save is now. It's Ford Truck Month at your local Ford dealer. And right now, we're offering special deals on all remaining 2023 Ford F-150s in stock. That's right. Get great incentives on the best-selling trucks in America for 47 straight years. But you can't wait. This is a limited time offer, and it's your last chance to save big on a 2023 Ford F-150. Check out all the great Truck Month deals at buyfordnow.com. And then get over to your local Ford dealer today.
Hi, Katie Gerald's here, head women's basketball coach at Purdue University. I'm a proud graduate of our College of Liberal Arts. My degree prepared me to connect with people and communicate well on and off the court, skills I use every day. I'm excited about the Degree Plus program, which allows all Purdue students to earn a Bachelor of Science degree and one from liberal arts, and still graduate in 4 years. This and one can be a game changer. Check out the College of Liberal Arts Degree Plus program to see if this and one is a winner for you.
It's Purdue and Gonzaga tonight here in Detroit, Michigan. Welcome back, everyone. Rob Blackman with Bobby Riddell. The Boilermakers about to clash in the Little Caesars Arena with the Bulldogs of Gonzaga. Gonzaga ranked 18th in the final AP poll of the season. Purdue ended up being ranked number 3. Time for our Big Ten report, and let's start with the big news of the week. Mr. Riddell, Michigan has a new head coach. Dusty May, Southern Indiana guy, Greene County, Indiana, was a manager at Indiana University when he was a student at IU. Takes the Michigan head coaching job. And since we're here in the state of Michigan and not that far from Ann Arbor, that should probably be our first topic of discussion. Dusty May from Florida Atlantic to Michigan. Your thoughts?
It's a big change, of course. Juwan Howard, the legacy, former Fab Five guy, comes back to his alma mater and has some really nice years to start his tenure there. But unfortunately, things go south and they end up having to make a change, which is always hard, right? It's a tough situation when you have a guy who comes back to his alma mater and it doesn't end up working out. I feel like those separations are always difficult to go through, but they have a guy here in Dusty May, one of the young, bright coaches in the profession. Of course, took his team to the Final Four last season and got a lot of love for that, and understandably so. This year, a little bit of a disappointing year for Florida Atlantic, a team that returned 12 players from the team that had made the Final Four, and they don't even end up winning their conference regular season or tournament. Granted, they did take a jump up in conference this year to the American, but with all the pomp and circumstance, they don't end up winning the conference regular season or tournament, and then they lose in that first round to an undermanned Northwestern team missing 2 starters. So obviously that made the star of Dusty May not shine quite as bright, but I'm sure the people in Ann Arbor are excited about a guy who's coached in a Final Four.
This is a topic that we simply cannot spend enough time on. There won't be enough time in the pregame show to do it. So I'll try to phrase it like this. Transfer portal additions out of the Big Ten thus far.
Wow.
I don't have time to read them all. But if you had to pick one or two that may have caught you off guard, yes. Because there are some names from the Big Ten that, quite frankly, I didn't anticipate them going portaling.
Well, yeah, some all-conference caliber names. Of course, A.J. Storr is one that definitely jumps to mind. Was really one of those guys for Wisconsin that helped make them more, dynamic as a team, more explosive with his athleticism on the perimeter, his shot making. Of course, sometimes it wasn't always good. We know from a Purdue standpoint, we had a couple games against us that he wasn't at his best, but obviously when he was at his best, he took that team to another level. So him hopping in the portal obviously is a big thing. Pharrell Payne, the sophomore center from Minnesota, a guy who seemed to be really up and coming, especially when you're thinking about the departure of Zach Edey. It's looking like Khalil Ware is going to be off to the NBA. You had some centers in this league that were pretty good players that were going to be departing, and you thought, hey, he's got a chance to maybe be the new big-time center in this conference, or certainly one of them. And, I guess he could still stay in the conference. It doesn't mean he won't transfer to another Big Ten school. But, I do feel for Minnesota in general. They've had a number of guys here jump in the portal. Felt like Ben Johnson was really kind of building that program the right way. And obviously we don't know exactly what's going on behind the scenes and whether it's NIL related or what. But definitely unfortunate for Minnesota as a program that felt like they were maybe here coming up on the rise. They had a chance to have their entire starting 5 come back if they wanted to, at least from an eligibility standpoint. And now a number of those guys may not be returning. So, Payne and Storr definitely are 2 of the names that jump out.
Well, Bob mentioned Minnesota, and what a good season they did have. They played in the NIT, losing on the road at Indiana State. Speaking of the NIT, the only other Big Ten team that was still involved in the NIT was Ohio State, but they have been eliminated, losing Tuesday at home to Georgia, 79-77. So the Buckeye season ends at 22-14. They, of course, do have their new head coach, Jake Diebler, elevated from interim head coach to permanent head coach. One other team in the Big Ten is still alive in the NCAA tournament. Congratulations to Illinois. What a win for them in Boston last night, beating Iowa State 72-69. The Illini, the 3 seed, now will face the number 1 seed, UConn, tomorrow, Saturday in Boston, with a winner headed to the Final Four in Phoenix. Women's WNIT action. Purdue a winner yesterday over Duquesne, 71-50. Abby Ellis with 15 points. Jayla Smith with 15 points for our Boilermakers, who now know that they will play the winner of Colgate in Vermont in Grade 8 competition of the WNIT. When we come back to the pregame show, we'll get a closer look at the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Their scouting report segment coming up next as assistant coach Paul Lusk sits down with Bobby Riddell. It's presented by Purdue Global. This is Boilermaker Basketball on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Lafayette Limo, family-owned, women-owned, serving Greater Lafayette for over 33 years. Shuttles to and from Indianapolis and O'Hare airports 365 days a year. Make your reservations now at LafayetteLimo.com. Charters of all sizes anywhere in the continental USA. Lafayette Limo, proud sponsor of Purdue Athletics.
Just sit back and let us drive. There's no need to compromise. Your ride to relaxation. Lafayette Limo.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill.
2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Hey, Purdue fans, say hello to the most powerful gallon in agriculture from BW Fusion and say goodbye to traditional crop nutrition. We've simplified product selection to create a personalized gallon that's crafted for your specific crop, problem areas, budget, and more. It enhances your farm's profitability, 30-plus years of crop nutrition data, and industry leadership. Build your most powerful gallon in ag with BW Fusion today at mpga.ag. Let's get back to the action. Boiler up.
University Bookstore, we're more than just a bookstore.
You want it? We got it. University Bookstore has you covered on all Purdue athletic sports apparel. Shop online at PurdueU.com. Anything and everything you need. Or visit us at our main location across from the Union and our stadium store across from Mackey Arena. You want it? We got it. Only at
University Bookstore, we're more than just a bookstore.
the official textbook source for Purdue athletics.
Water damage from a busted pipe can be a real nightmare in these frigid temps. For over 40 years, Hayes & Sons has been restoring water damage in Indiana homes and businesses. They'll help you navigate your insurance claim and get your life back on track. So when a water disaster strikes, tell your insurance agent you want Hayes & Sons for your restoration work. Visit HayesandSons.com for more information.
Domino's Mix and Match menu has items for every occasion. Flaked on your friend's open mic night? Flaky bread twists and molten lava cakes should do the trick. Soccer team duty? Medium 2-topping pizzas and stuffed cheesy bread are your best defense. Is it your dog's half birthday? Celebrate his biggest day with savory sandwiches and tender specialty chicken. Mix and match 2 or more items for $6.99 each at Domino's. Ask for this offer. 2-item minimum prices, participation, delivery area, and charges may vary. Bone and wings, Red Bull pasta, and pan pizza will cost extra. Local stores set delivery fees and can charge extra for some menu items.
Welcome back here to the pregame show, where today Purdue's taking on the Gonzaga Bulldogs in the Sweet 16. It's time now for our scouting report segment presented by Purdue Global, Purdue's online university for working adults. I'm joined now by assistant coach Paul Lusk. And coach, we're coming off a big round of 32 victory against Utah State, 106-67. You know, could have been one of our best performances of the year, certainly with the way we played, especially the last 10 minutes of the first half, all the way through that second half. To you, when you look back and watch that game, what impressed you most about our performance?
I actually haven't watched it, but you kind of move on to the next one. But I just thought our guys were composed. I thought we played free and loose. I thought we played really hard. Got a lot of contributions from a lot of guys, so it was good to see. I think our guys have been really mature. Obviously, there's the white elephant in the room going into that weekend. Well, we're moving on. Now it's on to a really good Gonzaga team.
Well, for us now, this is the 5th Sweet 16 appearance in the last 7 years for Purdue. Obviously, we have bigger aspirations this year. We're trying to make a deeper run, but is that just the mark of a good program when, year after year, you're giving yourself a chance to make a deep run in the tournament?
Yeah, every team that's alive is still a really good team. I think sometimes when you break through, I remember in the early years when we broke through, we were happy just to do it, to get there. That was the goal. Obviously, our goals have changed. We want to get back to the room tonight and have a film session, and then do it again Sunday. And then when we get done Sunday, we want to have a week of prep of who we're potentially playing next. So yeah, our goals have changed.
Well, tonight's opponent, the 5-seed Gonzaga Bulldogs, led by head coach Mark Few. Speaking of Sweet 16 appearances, this is their 9th consecutive one, which is obviously an incredible statistic and a testament to Coach Few and what they've done there. But we, of course, played these guys earlier in the year in the Maui Invitational, that first game in that Maui Invitational. We win 73-63. What stood out to you from that first matchup?
I don't think we were great. Obviously, they have as you mentioned, 9 straight Sweet 16s. Just a terrific program, very proud program. I don't think we were great in Maui. We had too many turnovers. They had more offensive rebounds than us. They tied us overall on the glass, so we've got to clean those areas up. But as always with Gonzaga, you have to keep them out of transition because they look to play really fast. They have a post threat in the big kid, Ike, but at the end of the day, everything's going to start and finish with ball screen, and you have to be able to guard their ball screens. Their team has changed. They're not playing as many guys. He's gone to Greg at the 3 spot, who is more 4-5, so they're playing a really big lineup.
Well, that was my next question for you. They go with the starting lineup changes over the last 18 games, 16-2 in that stretch with Ben Gregg subbing in there now at that, 3 position, I guess you'd say, kind of playing big in place of Dusty Stromer. How does that change the complexion of the game with him in there? Well,
I think he gives them a lot of toughness. He gives them size. He's a space guy when he's at the 3. Most of the time when he was at the 4 and 5, he's used as a pick and pop guy to try picking on mismatches. But right now, he's mostly a space guy. Our biggest concern with that lineup is when the shot goes up on the glass because he's a big body and he crashes really hard.
All right, final question for you. You brought up the ball screen defense. Ryan Nembhard and Nolan Hickman, those guys, the 2 ball handlers for this Gonzaga team, play a majority of the game, probably aren't going to be coming out very often, if at all. And obviously the ball screen defense is going to be critical. What on our end do you feel like is important in order to slow them down?
Well, we just have to continue to do what we've done, and Lance and Braden, who are going to be involved a lot with guarding those 2. You can't eat screens. You got to get through screens. We've got to have good communication from our 5s, and we have to go after those guys. You have to hold them accountable on both ends, right? Because Coach Hugh wants them out there the whole time, as he should, because they're really good players. So we've got to, Lance has got to really be good on the ball. Nembhard is generally the main guy that looks to push at a high level. We got to get him slowed down so we can get our defense set and play in the half court.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Bob.
Paul Lust joining Bob Riddell to talk about the Gonzaga Bulldogs. When we come back to our pregame show, Bobby has a scoreboard update for you. Tonight it's Purdue and Gonzaga in NCAA Sweet 16 action. This is Boilermaker basketball on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
We Boilermakers show our pride in a number of ways, from a Purdue flag flying high on game day to a black and gold tie worn to the office. That loyalty is built on precious memories, time-honored traditions, and lifelong friendships. It's everlasting, and it stays with you wherever you go. So whether you're at Mackey Arena, your hometown grocery store, or across the country, the pride is always there. And now with the Purdue Federal Visa Signature Card, you have one more way to show your pride. Purdue Federal, the official credit card for Purdue fans everywhere. Federally insured by NCAA.
If you're a Boilermakers fan, you know that scoring big is everything. Few things feel as good as watching your team pass, shoot, and dribble their way to victory. Off the court, you can experience that same feeling with a Magnum tractor from Case IH. Magnum tractors match the power, speed, and strength of the best Boilermakers by helping you net every challenge that comes your way. Score big with a Magnum tractor this season by visiting your local Case IH dealer or go to caseih.com/Boilermakers to learn more. Boiler up!
U.S. Foods and the Purdue Boilermakers. What a recipe for success. Like Purdue, we both stand for quality and value. From our state-of-the-art Indianapolis-based distribution center, we at U.S. Foods are committed to meeting our customers' needs by providing all your quality food service and equipment products throughout all of Indiana and Northern Kentucky. It's what we do to bring guests into your business every day that makes the difference. Enjoy the game and remember, U.S. Foods, the official food service supplier of Purdue Athletics.
This is Mason Gillis, Purdue men's basketball. For my friends at the Haldeman Companies, proud supporters of Purdue University. They use the same principles for success that Coach Painter teaches us. The importance of teamwork, execution, and tremendous effort are keys to success. Their team includes farm managers, appraisers, and real estate brokers with the experience, knowledge, and professionalism to help you accomplish your farm goals. Since 1930, if it has anything to do with the business of farming, Haldeman can help. Visit halderman.com to learn more.
Now's the time for a new Honda. Save thousands with 2.9% financing on a 2024 CR-V. Full Honda inventory is here. Cars, SUVs, trucks, vans are all in stock. There's never been a better time to buy a new Honda. Save big with low payments or get your new Honda with 2.9% financing. Search your local Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details for well-qualified buyers. Offer ends 4/30/24.
SeatGeek's the ticketing app for fans like the sideline shot caller.
Come on, boys, pick up the pace.
SeatGeek got him a great deal on seats right near the action, so when he yells,
"What are you doing? Block him!"
he can be absolutely sure the players heard him. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Welcome back here to the pregame show. We're here in the Sweet 16 from Detroit, Michigan. Purdue will be taking on the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Tip time at 7:39 Eastern Time. Time now for our out-of-town scores segment. Let's take a look at some of the scores from around the Sweet 16. Out in the East region, played yesterday evening, the number 1 seed, UConn Huskies, handle the 5th seed San Diego State easily, 82-52. A big 30-point victory there for the Huskies. And then in the other Sweet 16 matchup, the 3 seed Illinois Fighting Illini defeat the 2nd seed Iowa State Cyclones in a close one, 72-69. We will have the number 1 seed UConn taking on the 3 seed Illinois tomorrow night at 6:09 p.m. Eastern Time in the Elite 8. Over in the West region, the number 1 seed North Carolina Tar Heels fall in a close one to the 4 seed Alabama Crimson Tide, 89-87. They will take on the winner of 6 seed Clemson versus 2nd seed Arizona, and the Clemson Tigers pulled out that big upset, 77-72 over the Arizona Wildcats. So that will leave the 4 seed Alabama taking on the 6 seed Clemson at 8:49 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, and one of those teams will be making their first ever appearance in the Final Four. In the South region, to be played tonight, one game already underway. 11 seed NC State with a 9-7 early lead over the 2 seed Marquette. That game airing on CBS. They will play, whoever wins that game will take on the number 1 seed Houston or the number 4 seed Duke. That game to be tipped off at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time later this evening. Lastly, in the Midwest, Purdue Gonzaga winner will play the winner of 3 seed Creighton and 2 seed Tennessee. When we return to the pregame show, we will have Coach Painter's pregame comments presented by Purdue Federal Credit Union. This is Boilermaker Basketball on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey Purdue fans, say hello to the most powerful gallon in agriculture from BW Fusion and say goodbye to traditional crop nutrition. We've simplified product selection to create a personalized gallon that's crafted for your specific crop, problem areas, budget, and more. It enhances your farm's profitability, 30-plus years of crop nutrition data, and industry leadership. Build your most powerful gallon in ag with BW Fusion today at mpga.ag. Let's get back to the action. Boiler up.
Franciscan Health is proud to be the official medical provider for Purdue Athletics. Does a sudden sports injury have you on the bench? We can assist. Franciscan Health sports medicine specialists have mastered a team approach to sports injuries. You'll have access to a network of orthopedic professionals, rehabilitation services, and highly advanced technologies and treatments to get you back out on the field. To learn more, visit franciscanhealth.org/sportsmedicine.
Domino's Mix and Match menu has items for every occasion. Flaked on your friend's open mic night? Flaky bread twists and molten lava cakes should do the trick. Soccer team duty? Medium 2-topping pizzas and stuffed cheesy bread are your best defense. Is it your dog's half birthday? Celebrate his biggish day with savory sandwiches and tender specialty chicken. Mix and match 2 or more items for $6.99 each at Domino's. Ask for this offer. 2-item minimum prices, participation, delivery area, and charges may vary. Bone and wings, bread bowl pasta, and pan pizza will cost extra. Local stores set delivery fees and can charge extra for some menu items.
You work hard. And at First Farmers Bank and Trust, we work hard for you. Since 1885, we've committed to helping families, businesses, and communities thrive financially. From home to the office, to the field, to the arena. We value hard work and perseverance as much as you do. Experience banking built on heart and grit today. Learn more at ffbt.com. First Farmers is a proud sponsor of Purdue Athletics. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Talking on the phone is difficult if you've been exposed to loud noises over time. Combat veterans, factory workers, farmers, gun and motorcycle enthusiasts can have trouble hearing on the telephone. Relay Indiana helps return clarity to your phone conversations. Relay Indiana also provides free loaned equipment to those who qualify. Get the CapTel caption telephone from Relay Indiana. Visit RelayIndiana.com now.
Water damage from a busted pipe can be a real nightmare in these frigid temps. For over 40 years, Hayes & Sons has been restoring water damage in Indiana homes and businesses. They'll help you navigate your insurance claim and get your life back on track. So when a water disaster strikes, tell your insurance agent you want Hayes & Sons for your restoration work. Visit HayesandSons.com for more information.
Welcome back, everyone, to Detroit, Little Caesars Arena, Purdue and Gonzaga. Sweet 16 action here in the NCAA tournament. Let's visit with Purdue head coach Matt Painter. His pregame comments brought to you by Purdue Federal Credit Union, the official credit union for Purdue fans everywhere. Coach Painter, let me start with this. If I am a Purdue fan looking for an appropriate scouting report on Gonzaga, do I look back to the game that Purdue played against the Bulldogs back in November in Honolulu, or would I be more astute to look at the Gonzaga team that has gone 16-2 since the middle of January?
I would say since the middle of January, how they've played. Obviously, they have had to battle with St. Mary's. St. Mary's is who's won their league. They lost against St. Mary's once in the regular season, once in the tournament. They've lost 2 out of 3 to them. Lost to Santa Clara. And obviously won a big neutral game, non-conference game in the middle of their conference season against Kentucky. And when you go back and you kind of watch all those games, different styles, different teams, whatever, then you see the other games that they won, and they have the ability to blow you out. They have a great offensive push. They have 2 really good athletic guards. They have great size. They have skill. They have rebounding. They have a Hall of Fame coach. So, every place you look from an offensive standpoint, they have it covered.
Gonzaga is 7th in the country, 85 points a game. You were just talking about them being high scoring. Purdue 11th in the country, right at 84 points a game. So does that mean whichever team can find a little bit of defense has success tonight, or no?
I think whatever team can take care of the basketball and own the boards is going to be the team that wins. I normally feel that way on every game, but I really feel that here. We turned the ball over too much when we played them the first time. We didn't shoot well. They didn't shoot well. They got a little more enamored with their perimeter shooting than we did and on a cold night, and I think that really helped us. But with that being said, some of the shots that they missed against us were shots they normally make, and it just could have been one of those nights. It was, it was an early game of the season, but I just think ball control, getting quality shots, getting your defense set, and owning the boards, that team's going to win this game.
Graham Ike, 14-7 against Purdue back in November. He's an honorable mention All-American. He's first-team All-League. He's a 1,300-point career scorer. That guy's a tough matchup inside, isn't he?
Yeah, no question. He's, a lot of times you deal with those big guys that are mooses that can score around the basket, can finagle. He can nail down that 17-footer. He can drive the basketball. But what he's done here this year, especially with the games that I've watched, he's made tough post moves. A lot of times guys aren't going to make tough post moves. Turnarounds over either shoulder. Just a really good player in a really tough matchup.
And finally, in the backcourt, Braden Smith, first-team All-League against Ryan Nemhard, who is also a first-team All-League player. I'm assuming, at least from a fan standpoint, that one should be pretty entertaining.
Yeah, no question. And we'll have some cross matchups there. Obviously, Lance Jones will start off guarding Nemhard, but, you can't forget about Nolan Hickman, all-conference player, a guy that can shoot the basketball, drive the basketball, and that's what you got to have. You got to have a focus on what they're trying to do, good team defense, but we need to have good individual defense from Lance Jones, Braden Smith, Fletcher Lawyer, just all of our guards. I thought we did a fabulous job against Utah State of just having a purpose on the defensive end, and we need to have that tonight against Gonzaga.
Coach Painter, thank you. Good luck here tonight.
All right, thank you.
Coach Painter's pregame comments are presented by Purdue Federal Credit Union. Purdue Federal Credit Union, proud to be the official credit union for Purdue fans. Discover the credit union difference at PurdueFed.com. When we return, Bobby Riddell back to the broadcast with me. He'll have the keys to the game presented by FMC. This is Boilermaker Basketball on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, Katie Gerald's here, head women's basketball coach at Purdue University. I'm a proud graduate of our College of Liberal Arts. My degree prepared me to connect with people and communicate well on and off the court, skills I use every day. I'm excited about the Degree Plus program, which allows all Purdue students to earn a Bachelor of Science degree and one from liberal arts, and still graduate in 4 years. This and one can be a game changer. Check out the College of Liberal Arts Degree Plus program to see if this and one is a winner for you.
U.S. Foods and the Purdue Boilermakers. What a recipe for success. Like Purdue, we both stand for quality and value. From our state-of-the-art Indianapolis-based distribution center, we at U.S. Foods are committed to meeting our customers' needs by providing all your quality food service and equipment products throughout all of Indiana and Northern Kentucky. It's what we do to bring guests into your business every day that makes the difference. Enjoy the game and remember, U.S. Foods, the official food service supplier of Purdue Athletics.
Unity Healthcare, a trusted pillar in the community for more than 25 years, offers healthcare services that you can depend on. With a team of over 80 highly skilled providers, Unity Healthcare is committed to making the best decisions for your health right here in your local community. Visit one of our many healthcare specialists or urgent care to meet your specific healthcare needs. www.unityhc.com, because we believe in working together towards a healthier future. Unity Healthcare, healthier together.
University Bookstore is the official textbook source for Purdue Athletics and the home of the original Purdue piece. Cash in on 3-Point Thursdays with Purdue men's and women's basketball. When Purdue scores, so do you. With winning home games, you can save up to 39% on in-store purchases. Gear up for game days with the #1 fun place for Purdue. University Bookstore, 2 locations, State Street and across from Mackey Arena. It's University Bookstore.
On the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield, Boilermaker Basketball is brought to you by Indiana Kitchen Premium Pork Products. Get to know us at indianakitchen.com. Also brought to you by Coors Light, made to chill. Proud sponsor of the Purdue Boilermakers. The tip is moments away. This is Boilermaker Basketball.
And with that, let's take a look at the keys to the game. They're presented by FMC. Get season-long protection from the inside out with Xyway brand fungicides from FMC.
Here we go, Rob. Key number 1. Can Purdue limit Gonzaga's offensive rebounding and then be able to push in transition if they're able to close possessions with a rebound and go the other way? I'm just really interested to see how this new starting lineup is going to work with Gonzaga going as big as they are, with the big fella Ben Gregg now starting at the 3 position. It's going to put a lot of pressure on Fletcher Lawyer in particular in that matchup to start the game. For him to keep him off the glass, I presume Gregg is going to crash hard, knowing the advantage he's going to have from a size and physicality standpoint on Fletcher. Fletcher just needs to do the best he can to meet him as far away from the rim as possible, get contact early, and then hope the rest of his Boilermaker teammates can gather and corral the rebound. You know, the Zags are not an elite offensive rebounding team by any means. They just average around a little under 11 offensive rebounds per game, but they did have 13 offensive rebounds against Purdue the first time around. So it was definitely an area where Purdue, didn't box out well enough, clearly. Maybe some bounces went Gonzaga's way, but Purdue is going to have to make a conscious effort now, especially with the bigger lineup, to get these rebounds. And then, hey, once you get these boards, let's push this thing and go. They have 3 big guys on the floor. They're not going to be great in transition defense. They aren't a great transition defensive team in general. So I would love to see Purdue push the pace and get some transition buckets against this big lineup of Gonzaga. Second key, going to be one of these keys that goes out the rest of the year for Purdue, is the turnovers. Purdue has become such a dynamic offensive team with its three-point shooting around Zach Edey that if it keeps those turnovers down, going to be a really, really difficult team to beat game in and game out. Purdue, of course, now 25-0 when they have less than 14 turnovers in a game. But when they have 14 or more, they are 6-4 on the season. It becomes a toss-up situation practically. They've done a nice job so far in the tournament. 10 turnovers against Grambling, 9 versus Utah State. That's a good sign. And then what also I think is a really good sign for Purdue, this Gonzaga team is not an elite team at forcing turnovers. They're 234th in the country in forcing turnovers per game, right at about 11 turnovers forced per game. So if Purdue can keep it at 11 or under, in the first game, of course, they had 13, which put them right on that danger zone line of total turnovers. I would love to see 11 or less here today, and that's going to put Purdue in a great spot to go out and potentially win this game and move on to the Elite Eight. Third and final key, really watching the three-point shooting for these Gonzaga bigs. They have these, now of course they're starting bigger, but they have basically the 4 guys that they kind of rotate through predominantly those top 2 spots, but Greg now getting some run at the 3 position in the first matchup. EK, Greg, Huff, and Watson were combined 3 of 15 from 3. That's 20%. That's obviously not good enough to beat a team like Purdue. Purdue will be happy to see that sort of percentage again. They basically took those 4 bigs, about half of the threes Gonzaga took total in that game. The funny thing with Graham Ike is he made 2 of his total 5 threes on the year in that game against Purdue. And so Gonzaga, as a team, just 278th in the country in three-point attempts per game. Would be huge if Purdue was able to not allow these Gonzaga bigs to get hot from 3.
Those are your keys, and that is the pregame show. Our starting lineups presented by Hayes & Sons, and the opening tip-off when we come back to Detroit. It's the Midwest Regional. It's Purdue and Gonzaga. This is Boilermaker Basketball on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill.
2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Keystone Cooperative is centered on delivering the farmer-owned cooperative of the future. Starting today, we're proud to be owned and operated by over 20,000 member owners. Keystone specializes in energy, home heat, agronomy, grain, animal nutrition, and swine production. And we remain centered on the valued relationships that have built and grown the cooperative for 100 years. Just like you, we're proud to back the Boilers. Keystone Cooperative, centered on you.
SeatGeek's the ticketing app for fans like the sideline shot caller.
Come on, boys, pick up the pace!
SeatGeek got him a great deal on seats right near the action, so when he yells,
"What are you doing? Block him!"
you can be absolutely sure the players heard him. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
This is your moment, your time to shine, your comeback. You're ready for the next step in your career, and you want an education employers respect. So you're not just going back to school, you're coming back with Purdue Global. Backed by Purdue University, one of the nation's most respected public universities, Purdue Global is built for people who bring their life experience into the online classroom. Purdue Global, Purdue's online university for working adults. Start your comeback today at purdueglobal.edu.
On the Purdue Global Sports Network, from Learfield, Boilermaker Basketball is brought to you by your Central Indiana Honda dealers are proud to be longtime fans and supporters of Purdue Athletics. Also brought to you by University Bookstore, the official textbook provider for Purdue Athletics and home to the original Purdue Pete. It's the Boilermakers and the Gonzaga Bulldogs in the Sweet 16. The tip is moments away. Purdue Boilermaker Basketball is on the air.
And with that, let's take a look at the starting lineups presented by Hayes & Sons, helping Boilermakers restore their property damaged by fire, water, mold, or storms for over 42 years. At Hayes & Sons, we do restoration right. The Gonzaga Bulldogs are a 5 seed. They're ranked 18th in the country in the AP poll. They are 27-7 on the season. Winners of 16 of their last 18, and they are playing in their 9th straight Sweet 16. What an impressive run by Gonzaga. Here's how they will go. The point guard, Ryan Nimhard, 6 foot, 175-pound junior from Aurora, Ontario. Started his career at Creighton before transferring to Gonzaga. He was first team All West Coast Conference this season. He's the school's all-time assist leader for this season. Also in the backcourt, Nolan Hickman, 6'2", 183-pound junior. He's from Seattle, Washington. Second team All-Conference was Hickman. He scored 11 points against the Boilermakers in the first meeting back in Honolulu. The forwards are Anton Watson, 6'8", 228-pound grad student from Spokane, Washington. He played at Gonzaga Prep High School and plays collegiately at Gonzaga University. Anton Watson, he's scored over 1,400 points in his career. He was joined in a forward position by Ben Gregg, a 6'10", 230-pound junior from Clackamas, Oregon. He is averaging 9 points, 5.7 rebounds per ball game. The big man in the middle for Gonzaga is Graham Ike at 6'9", 240 pounds, a redshirt junior from Aurora, Colorado, a transfer in from Wyoming. Ike averaging 18.4 points a game in conference games this year. He, too, a first-team All-Conference member this year in the West Coast Conference. Gonzaga coached by Mark Few. What a career for him. 25 years as the head coach at Gonzaga. That's after spending 10 years as an assistant coach at Gonzaga. Coach Few, 25 20-win seasons. His overall winning percentage is over 80%. The Purdue Boilermakers are ranked 3rd in the country. They're the number 1 seed. They're 31-4 on the year, and here's how they will go. The point guard, Braden Smith, 6 foot, 175-pound sophomore from Westfield, who's averaging 12.3 points and 7.3 assists a game. He's joined in the backcourt by Lance Jones, a 6'1", 200-pound fifth-year player from Evanston, Illinois. Transferring in from Southern Illinois, Lance averaging 12 points a game. He scored over 1,900 points in his career. The forwards are Fletcher Lawyer, 6'4", 180-pound sophomore from Fort Wayne's Homestead High School. Fletch had 15 points and 6 assists in the win over Utah State last Sunday in Indianapolis. Also at forward, Trey Kaufman-Wren, 6'9", 230-pound redshirt sophomore from Sellersburg, Indiana. What a weekend for him. Trey, 18 points, 8 rebounds against Utah State. That followed his 11.7 rebound performance against Grambling State Friday night. And the big man in the middle is Zach Edey, just this week named one of the 4 finalists for the Naismith Award. 7'4", 300 pounds, the senior from Toronto, leads the nation in scoring at 24.5 points a game, second in the country at 12.1 rebounds a game. He had the 30.21 rebound game against Grambling State last Friday night. Boilermakers coached by Matt Painter. In his 19th season as the boss of the Boilermakers, Coach Painter earlier this year named the Big Ten Coach of the Year. Our officials for this one, Paul Zells, Michael Greenstein, and A.J. Desai. We saw Greenstein and Desai last weekend in Indianapolis. And, of course, Paul Zells should be a familiar name for those of us in the Big Ten, as Paul does work a lot of Big 10 games. Gonzaga will be in traveling navy blue uniforms tonight. They're the designated road team. So it's a navy blue uni, navy blue shorts, white numerals and lettering front and back with red trim and white and red piping down either side of the jersey for the Bulldogs. Meanwhile, for Purdue, home whites for Purdue. They're wearing the same uniform that they wore in Indianapolis last weekend. That's the throwback old school white unis, white jerseys, white shorts, with Purdue written in cursive script across the chest in black. Black numerals front and back, and the old gold trim as well. Gonzaga and Purdue in a Sweet 16 battle. Purdue beat Gonzaga in a Sweet 16 game back in 2000. See what happens here in 2024. It feels like a partisan Purdue crowd. Yes, Bob?
Yeah, I snuck one of the headphones off there to listen to a little bit of the starting lineups, and definitely a substantially louder roar for the Boilers in black and gold than Gonzaga, which is no surprise, of course, considering the distances of the two schools. But definitely to get that confirmation, of course, from the Purdue angle, to know that if the Boilers can get things going here, the crowd is going to get behind them all the way.
Well, as Matt Painter talked about after Selection Sunday, Purdue earned this right to play in Indianapolis, to play in Detroit, by having a stellar regular season. Now can Purdue take advantage here in the Motor City? EK at 6'9" will jump it up against the 7'4" Zach Edey. We were supposed to tip at 7:39. We'll tip at 7:40.
Close enough.
Or 7:41.
As it ticks over to 41.
Close enough. Paul Zell's the official, steps in between the two big men. Throws the ball high in the sky. Purdue wins the tip by tipping it to our left. And we are into it at the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. Purdue with the opening possession, attacking the basket to our right. Gonzaga settles into half-court man-to-man defense. Purdue left wing with Lawyer, shooting a straightaway 18-footer that is missed, and it's rebounded over there by Anton Watson of Gonzaga. Here they come on the run. They like to push tempo when they can. Throwing it down inside to EK. He's guarded by Trey Coughlin-Wren. He'll shoot a short floater, left-handed, from the baseline, 5 feet away, and misses it short. It's rebounded by Purdue's Zach Edey. Both teams missed their opening shots of the ball game. We played 35 seconds. Purdue with the ball in their white unis, throwing it into Edey on the left block. Working down there against Ben Gregg, spinning and shooting with a right-handed hook shot over Gregg. First scoring of the game comes from Zach Edey. Purdue leads 2-0.
And a little bit surprising there. Gonzaga decides to stay one-on-one with Gregg there on the block. Zach very patient, a couple ball fakes, pass fakes, and eventually gets to that comfortable right-hand hook over his left shoulder. It's pure.
Nebhard dribbling with the left hand between the circles, now bounces it in the right hand, gives to Hickman perimeter right. He dribbles right baseline, swing it left wing to Nebhard, shot clock at 7. Nebhard from the right elbow, firing and scoring. Ryan Nebhard. What a player he is. First team all-conference performer. We're tied at 2.
That's where defensively Purdue, they want to have that ball pressure into the ball handler, because Nebhard able to get separation there from Lance Jones and gets that pull-up jumper off against drop coverage.
Now EK guarding Edey down low. Edey lost the ball trying to spin. It popped out of his hands, and it's stolen by Nebhard. A Purdue turnover sends Gonzaga the other way, right to left. We played 1:50 in Detroit. We're tied at 2. Nebhard to the right elbow. Rises, leaves it down low for a short jumper. Good for Anton Watson. A nice pass there from Nebhard, and it's 4-2. Gonzaga the lead.
Right there, Fletcher Lawyer tries to get out and just show a little bit on that ball screen between Watson and Nembhard, but then he loses sight of Watson on the roll, and a great drop-off pass by Nembhard to Watson rolling down the center of the lane.
Watson at 6'8", guarding Lawyer at the other end. Here's a three for Braden Smith. Bullseye, Braden Smith. The first three-point made, basket of the game, and Purdue is leading 5-4.
Nice execution there. Great play. Fletcher Lawyer always looking behind. The shooter rolling back to that top of the key, and Braden Smith ready to let it go.
Nebhard dribbles left elbow, picks it up, gives to Watson, diving to the rim, and Anton Watson has scored 4 in a row. The lead in favor of Gonzaga 6-5 with 17:20 to go in the first half.
Anton Watson, a very good cutter without the basketball, and we're seeing that now. 2 rolls to the rim for easy buckets.
Top of the key, a catch for Edey. Gives it right back to the point guard, Braden Smith. He shoots from 18. No, instead bounces it into Edey at the last second. Edey spins and was fouled as he dove his way to the rim. This will go against, I believe, Ben Gregg. That is correct. Well, that's a nice fake by Braden Smith. He shot faked and then bounced it down inside to Edey, who had camped right in front of the basket. 2 foul shots coming here for Zach Edey.
Braden very good using those shot fakes as he comes off those ball screen actions. In a play against Gonzaga earlier this year in Hawaii, he did a similar play with the ball fake as Zach Edey swishes the first free throw. And after that defender got up in the air, Braden sunk a nice little 14-foot pull-up. This time decides, even though he definitely easily could have shot another 14-foot pull-up, in this case decides, you know what, let's throw the ball to the National Player of the Year and let him go to work.
Zach Edey does make both foul shots. 4 points for Zach. And Purdue is back in front 7-6. We've played 3 minutes here in Detroit. As Nebhard walks it up over the timeline right to left, guarded by Lance Jones of Purdue. Nebhard, a screen from Watson to the top of the key, lobs it inside, threw it away, or do we have a foul? We have a foul. The ball was actually lobbed out of bounds, but a foul was called on Purdue's Fletcher Lawyer as the ball was being thrown. So give the ball right back to Gonzaga, baseline left. EK, top of the key. Begging off of him is Edey. He'll give to Hickman on a dribble handoff. And Hickman, there's an illegal screen on Gregg or Hickman. I didn't see it, Bob. Ben Gregg, illegal screen. Second foul on Ben Gregg. That's a turnover for Gonzaga, and subbing in will be Dusty Stromer. Gregg with 2 fouls, and Stromer, the 6'6 freshman from Sherman Oaks, California, is into the game.
Well, there goes that big lineup there for Gonzaga. A lot of talk about it, but now Gregg with the 2 fouls, forced to go smaller here.
Purdue leading 7-6 at the 16:30 mark of half number 1. Driving is Trey Kaufman-Renn on the right block, shooting over Watson, missing, and into the hands of Watson on the short shot. Gonzaga wants to run. Here they come in a hurry. Boy, is he fast to the ball, Ryan Nebhard. Bounces it to the right corner, caught by EK. Back to Nebhard on a dribble handoff. Back to EK. He'll set his feet. He'll shoot a 3. He'll make it. Graham EK, not known for his 3-point shooting, knocks in a triple. It's Gonzaga 9, Purdue 7.
As we talked about, those big fellas for Gonzaga, the pick and pop threes they're going to ultimately get with Zach Edey. Are they going to come through and hit them?
Here's a 3 for Trey Kaufman-Renn. It's long, rebounded weak side, Nebhard for Gonzaga. Again, he pushes the tempo up the far sideline. He'll shoot an open 3, knock it down. Nebhard with a triple. Back-to-back threes for Gonzaga. They lead 12-7 over Purdue.
That's a decision Trey Kaufman-Renn probably like to have back a little too early, I think, for the open 3.
And a near turnover. Gonzaga tried to steal the entry pass and almost got it done, but the ball was tipped out of bounds into the Gonzaga bench. Purdue keeps the ball as we go to a break. Gonzaga, the early lead, 12-7 over the Boilermakers, 15:33 to go. First half on the Central Indiana Honda Dealer scoreboard. This is Boilermaker basketball on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
To save is now. It's Ford Truck Month at your local Ford dealer. And right now, we're offering special deals on all remaining 2023 Ford F-150s in stock. That's right. Get great incentives on the best-selling trucks in America for 47 straight years. But you can't wait. This is a limited time offer, and it's your last chance to save big on a 2023 Ford F-150. Check out all the great Truck Month deals at buyfordnow.com. And then get over to your local Ford dealer today.
Hey Purdue fans, say hello to the most powerful gallon in agriculture from BW Fusion and say goodbye to traditional crop nutrition. We've simplified product selection to create a personalized gallon that's crafted for your specific crop, problem areas, budget, and more. It enhances your farm's profitability, 30-plus years of crop nutrition data, and industry leadership. Build your most powerful gallon in ag with BW Fusion today at mpga.ag. Let's get back to the action. Boiler up.
At Farm Credit Mid-America and Rural First, we do more than live. We lift up our rural communities that we serve, too. From our day-to-day business of providing reliable credit to farmers and rural residents, to our community investment efforts and scholarships for college students, we help Indiana's rural communities find their next level. Visit fcma.com to learn more about how we work with partners like Purdue University. Boiler up. Farm Credit Mid-America and Rural First are equal opportunity lenders.
I get paid to do this. How cool is this?
Wow. It's like me getting paid to be a coach.
And for me, I don't think there's a place out there better for me than Purdue University.
Hi, I'm Kate Young, host of This is Purdue, the official podcast of Purdue University. Over the last 3 years, my conversations with Boilermakers have been serious, informative, and in the case of that exchange with former Purdue basketball coach Gene Cady and current head coach Matt Painter, downright fun. Be sure to follow This is Purdue on your favorite podcast app or on YouTube.
This is Fletcher Lawyer, and you're listening to Purdue Basketball.
This broadcast of the NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship is authorized under broadcast rights granted by the NCAA through Westwood One. It is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the NCAA and Westwood One strictly prohibited. It's an early 12-7 lead for Gonzaga. 15:33 to go. We're in the first half. Gonzaga with a three-point hit from Ryan Nebhard and a three-pointer from Graham Ike. Purdue has a three-point bucket from Braden Smith. Both of these teams were dreadful three-point shooting in the first meeting back on November the 20th. Mason Gillis in for Purdue, the 6'6" redshirt senior from Newcastle. He replaces Trey Kaufman-Wren in the lineup.
Well, you talked about the speed of Nemhard in the open floor. On that three just hit, he really was ramping it up full throat and then stopped on a dime with the behind-the-back dribble at the arc, and Lance Jones really lost and went about 3 feet by, and that gave him clear airspace to get that three off.
Nemhard set the season record for assists this year for Gonzaga. Purdue the ball out of the timeout. A three for Lance Jones is a triple time on a high left wing. Lance Jones with a three of his own. Purdue's down 12-10.
That's a huge shot from Lance Jones. He's had a nice knack of when he comes off those screens, going to his left, gets the feet set well, and hits that huge three there coming off the screen.
Nebhard throws it down inside to Watson, right block. Out to Ike, fakes a three. Throws it left wing, Hickman. Catch and shoot three for Hickman is short. Rebounded Ike at the corner. Saved it in bounds. Did Ike by about 3 inches or so. Nebhard drives baseline and stops on the left block. Throws it way out high to Stromer. Shot clock is at 9. Stromer left side, Hickman. Hickman against Braden Smith. Dribbles left elbow, shoots a floater over Edey and scores. What a tough shot. Nolan Hickman over the outstretched arms of Zach Edey.
It's a big second chance opportunity there, certainly for Gonzaga, but Purdue will live with that type of floater over the top of Zach Edey from Hickman. It's just give credit to Hickman, tough shot.
Purdue has only 1 rebound in the game. Down low it goes to Edey. He'll spin, he'll miss the shot. Rebound out of bounds, and last touch by Gonzaga. Edey thought there was some contact down there, did not get the call. Here comes Camden Heide in for Purdue, the 6'7" redshirt freshman from Wayzata, Minnesota. He replaces Lance Jones. Purdue inbounds baseline right, 20 on the shot clock. Purdue trailing 14-10. Throwing it to Mason Gillis, high right wing. Gillis gives it out high to Lawyer. Swing it left wing, Heide. Throw it inside now to Edey. Edey against Ike, working one-on-one. Here comes the double down, and they poked it away. Stromer came on a double down, and it's a steal for Gonzaga. Watson trying to back down Mason Gillis, left baseline. Shoots a floater over Edey. Misses. Rebounded by Zach Edey. Quickly ahead to Braden Smith. Purdue left to right in transition. Braden stops dribbling near the top of the key. Looks for some help. Needs a teammate to rescue the ball and gives it to Lawyer. Swing it far left side now to Gillis. Gillis inside to Edey. Back to Gillis. He'll shoot a three in the corner. It is good. Right in front of the Gonzaga bench. A triple for Mason Gillis.
Oh, beautiful inside-out action. This time, Zach very aware of the guy guarding Purdue's player in the corner, and this time kicks it out as the double came down.
Ike, left baseline, floater long. Who's going to rebound it? Stromer. A reload here for Gonzaga. Hickman driving left block. No look pass inside. Watson missed the layup, but he was fouled from behind by Camden Heide. Offensive rebounding right now benefiting Gonzaga. Rebounding altogether actually benefiting Gonzaga. Purdue has only 2 rebounds in the game, and Zach Edey has both of them. To the foul line, here's Anton Watson, a 67% foul shooter. Shoots with the right hand and makes it. 5 points for Watson. 6'8" grad student from Spokane, Washington.
Watson giving them a nice lift around the basket so far. not only on cutting, but this time offensive rebounds as well.
And another offensive rebound. Missed the free throw, but Gonzaga ends up with it as EK tipped it out to a teammate. EK to Nebhard. Now right wing Hickman. Hickman on a screen from EK. Back to EK, driving in from the wing, shooting a layup and scoring. Again, it's offensive rebounding that is benefiting the Gonzaga Bulldogs. They lead 17-13 at the 12:50 mark.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see that back. It looked like Zach Edey wasn't ready for the free throw or something because EK got that inside position.
Speaking of Edey, Braden Smith throws a Manola pass. Edey catches it and dunks it home. 6 points for Zach Edey. Purdue's down 17-15.
Speaking of inside position, Edey got it there on EK and a nice, beautiful pass for the easy flush.
Stromer's to the free throw line. Finds Hickman between the circles, dribbling to the right hand, guarded by Braden Smith. Shot clock at 14. Hickman to the left elbow. Will stop, spin it, throw it to EK. Now to Nebhard. Nebhard from the right elbow, shooting and scoring, and he was fouled as well. Nebhard knocks in a jumper from the right elbow. Bucket counts, and he was fouled on the jump shot. So it's going to be an and one opportunity for Ryan Nebhard.
I didn't see a ton of contact on that pull-up. Maybe Cam just, grazed his midsection on the way by, but...
Well, that's 2 fouls on Camden Heide, and he'll come out of the game, replaced by Lance Jones. Miles Colvin will sub in for the first time this evening, the 6'5 freshman from Indianapolis. He replaces Fletcher Lawyer. 12:18 to go in this first half, and 19-15 the lead for Gonzaga, thanks to some very efficient offensive rebounding. Free throw, Nebhard, good. He's got his head up early. That's never a good sign if you're the opponent. 8 points for Nebhard. And it's a 20-15 lead for the Bulldogs. Braden Smith, left side, Lance Jones fakes a three. Now we'll shoot the three after shot faking. In and out, no good. And pushing the back, foul against Braden Huff of Gonzaga. Huff had just subbed into the game, the 6'10 redshirt freshman from Glen Ellen, Illinois, a former Illinois Mr. Basketball. He had the two forearm shove in the back of Zach Edey. Purdue gets to keep the possession baseline right, trailing 20-15. Braden Smith inbounds to Edey. Gives it right back to Braden Smith. Right wing Colvin. Colvin against Stromer. Freshman on freshman here. Now between the circles it goes. Lance Jones will shoot a 14-footer. It is good. It crawled around the rim and fell in right in front of the bucket from 12 feet away, and Purdue's down 20-17.
Just great off-ball screening action there. Miles Colvin reverses it to Braden Smith. Immediately goes and sets a down screen for Lance Jones. He rips off that thing tight and gets a wide open look.
Watson driving in from the free throw line, shooting and missing, rebounded Edey, and then knocked away from him, but right into the hands of Braden Smith.
A lot of contact there from Big Z on Watson. A little surprised, no call.
Jumper for Braden Smith is no good. Rebounded Miles Colvin. Colvin wants to go strong against Stromer. Stops, throws it back out left wing, caught by Smith, and he turned it over trying to lob it to Edey. That puts into transition Gonzaga, and it's stolen at the other end by Lance Jones and Braden Smith. They double-teamed him for steal. Purdue the other way, left to right at the 11:05 mark. Boilermakers down 20-17. A three on the way for the freshman. No good. Colvin tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Gonzaga. Timeout on the floor. 10:57 to go first half. Gonzaga 20, Purdue 17. We take a break on the Central Indiana Honda Dealer Scoreboard. This is Boilermaker Basketball on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Higher yield potential starts with the season-long systemic disease protection of Xyway brand fungicides from FMC. Xyway brand fungicides protect corn crops from key foliar diseases and support physiological benefits that help develop healthier, higher-yielding corn for a difference you'll appreciate at harvest. Visit your FMC retailer for an at-plant advantage. Always read and follow all label directions.
Hancock County, Indiana, located just 15 minutes from downtown Indianapolis near I-70 and I-465, is open for business. Learn why we are one of the fastest growing communities in Indiana. With access to available land, infrastructure, transportation, and a regional airport, join other national brands like Amazon, Carvana, and Walmart, and discover why we are the best kept secret in central Indiana. This message brought to you by the Hancock County Economic Development Council. Visit us at HancockEDC.com or at 317-477-7241.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill.
2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Unity Healthcare, a trusted pillar in the community for more than 25 years, offers healthcare services that you can depend on. With a team of over 80 highly skilled providers, Unity Healthcare is committed to making the best decisions for your health right here in your local community. Visit one of our many healthcare specialists or urgent care to meet your specific healthcare needs. www.unityhc.com, because we believe in working together towards a healthier future. Unity Healthcare, healthier together.
Purdue men's basketball postseason is sponsored by BW Fusion. Say hello to the most powerful gallon in agriculture from BW Fusion, and goodbye to traditional crop nutrition. Find out how to build your most powerful gallon in ag today at mpga.ag. BW Fusion, proud presenting sponsor of Purdue men's basketball postseason. Gonzaga leads Purdue 20-17 with 10:57 to play in the first half. As we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Boilermaker basketball from Learfield. Rob Blackman with Bobby Riddell, our on-site audio engineer, Wes Scott. We welcome you to Detroit, Little Caesars Arena. 3 offensive rebounds for Gonzaga early in the game have led to 5 second chance points, and Gonzaga is leading 20-17.
Yeah, that's definitely been an issue for Purdue, no question. They've had some solid defensive possessions that they just haven't been able to close out with rebounds. That missed free throw box out, certainly one that Purdue wants to have back. That ended up being a 3-point possession overall for the Zags. But Purdue, granted not playing great defensively, just down 3 with the basketball, not in a bad spot.
Through the ball, sideline, near side, just down to our right as we set courtside. We're directly across from the Purdue bench. Boilermakers with it as here we go back to action. Braden Smith bouncing it inside to Edey. Spinning on Watson, had it poked away from him, then grabbed by Mason Gillis, who was fouled. He made the shot, but the official will say the foul was on the floor. On the floor. Foul on Nebhard, his first. But again, we saw there, Bob, when that ball goes into the post, they're doubling down aggressively and knocking the ball away from Zach Edey.
They definitely went for the strip there. They don't want Zach to be able to get into his shooting motion as he was trying to bring it up. Good quick hands there by the Gonzaga defenders.
Purdue inbounding baseline right. Into Edey, right block, covered by Huff, the redshirt freshman. Right wing to Mason Gillis. He'll shoot a 3. Another triple. Mason Gillis has 2 made 3-point baskets in the game. We're tied at 20.
Oh, just massive shots by the senior. The 48% three-point shooter comes into this game and lights it up from deep twice. Ties this game up here at 20.
10:20 to go in the first half. Nebhard to Watson. Bank shot good. A little give and go. Allowed Watson to get open on a baseline jumper from 8 feet away. And Watson has 7 points, and it's a 2-point lead for Gonzaga, 22-20.
He's got a soft touch there around the basket, uses the window there.
Braden Smith will drive. He'll shoot a layup and score. The help side defender did not want to come off Zach Edey, so that meant Braden Smith went unabated to the rim for a layup.
I understand not wanting to leave Big Z, but giving up an uncontested layup, not a great situation either.
Tied at 22. Nebhard, right elbow, picks up the dribble, goes to Hickman, perimeter left. He dribbles between the legs, guarded by Braden Smith. Off a screen from Huff to the top of the key. Hickman bounces it into Huff. Huff against Edey, throws up a wild left-hander and made it. First scoring of the game for Braden Huff. And it's a 24-22 Gonzaga lead.
I'm really impressed with this Gonzaga offense so far. That's a tough finish by Huff over the top of Zach Edey.
9:20 to go in this first half. Boilermakers try to run a play here in the half court, working their way left to right here in the second half. Miles Colvin clears out from right to left. Braden Smith attacking Huff. Throws it inside to Gillis. He will shot fake. He'll shoot with his left hand. He'll miss the short jumper. It's tipped out near the free throw line, and it's picked up by Hickman of Gonzaga. Quickly ahead to Nebhard. He wants to drive against Edie. Stopping, popping, and missing it short. Rebounded Braden Smith. Purdue's down 24-22 at the 8:50 mark. Boilermakers on the run left to right. Braden Smith, number 3 on the white jersey. Wants a screen from Edie. Works his way left elbow, does Braden. Skip pass. Lance Jones. Catch and shoot 3 on the right wing is a triple time. Lance Jones, second made 3 of the game. 280 made 3s in his career. And Purdue's up 25-24.
What a find there by Braden Smith cross court.
Nebhard driving, shooting, and missing. Rebounded by Edie. Perfect defense by Miles Colvin to stay vertical. Defensively underneath the bucket. Purdue the ball in a 1-point lead at the 8:15 mark. A 3 for Braden Smith off the dribble is good. A triple time. Braden Smith and a timeout. Gonzaga. 2 made 3s in the first half for Braden Smith. 2 made 3s in the first half for Lance Jones. 2 made 3s in the first half for Mason Gillis. Purdue 28, Gonzaga 24. 8:11 to go in the first half on a Central Indiana Honda dealer scoreboard. This is Boilermaker basketball on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Higher yield potential starts with the season-long systemic disease protection of Xyway brand fungicides from FMC. Xyway brand fungicides protect corn crops from key foliar diseases and support physiological benefits that help develop healthier, higher-yielding corn for a difference you'll appreciate at harvest. Visit your FMC retailer for an at-plant advantage. Always read and follow all label directions.
This is your moment, your time to shine, your comeback. You're ready for the next step in your career, and you want an education employers respect. So you're not just going back to school, you're coming back with Purdue Global. Backed by Purdue University, one of the nation's most respected public universities, Purdue Global is built for people who bring their life experience into the online classroom. Purdue Global, Purdue's online university for working adults. Start your comeback today at purdueglobal.edu.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're good at insurance. But not just any insurance. We're good at fireworks don't go in the attic insurance. Hole in window insurance. Even guy that shouldn't have a chainsaw but has a chainsaw insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Franciscan Health is proud to be the official medical provider for Purdue Athletics. Does a sudden sports injury have you on the bench? We can assist. Franciscan Health sports medicine specialists have mastered a team approach to sports injuries. You'll have access to a network of orthopedic professionals, rehabilitation services, and highly advanced technologies and treatments to get you back out on the field. To learn more, visit franciscanhealth.org/sportsmedicine.
This is Coach Katie Geralds, and you're listening to Purdue Basketball.
Purdue 28, Gonzaga 24 at the 8:11 mark of the first half. Purdue fans, we want to wish Purdue alum Greg Huey a very happy birthday. Greg back in Fishers, Indiana. We know that he and his family listening to our broadcast tonight as they cheer on their beloved Boilers. Our thoughts with Greg and his family as Greg is in a battle with cancer right now. Tonight, Greg, we hope you and your family can enjoy this broadcast. And happy birthday. Boiler up, Greg. Rob Blackman and Bobby Riddell, we're happy to have Greg and all of our Boilermaker listeners with us tonight here in Detroit. Purdue's three-point shooting, not bad. 6 of 9 here in the first half. Purdue up by 4. Remember, in the first game, back in November against Gonzaga, Purdue had its worst three-point shooting game of the season. Gonzaga the ball as we're back to action, right to left in their dark blue unis. With a red and white trim, the Bulldogs in their 9th straight Sweet 16. An illegal screen against Anton Watson. He chipped Lance Jones with a left hip. That's one of those dribble handoffs where you kind of stick your hip out. And they've done a good job this year really trying to eliminate that from the game and calling the foul on the offensive player. It's a foul on Watson. The bad news for Lance Jones as he gets up a little worse for the wear here, holding his left hip.
Yeah, right in that upper left lower side, or left hip area, lower side area. Definitely caught a pretty good clip there from Watson, but obviously Purdue likes the turnover situation, has the rock back.
Yeah, well, at least Purdue will take that. You're right. Here's Fletcher Lawyer back on the floor, throwing left corner to Mason Gillis. He drives into some trouble, throws it out high to Braden Smith. He'll shoot a three. That one's no good, and EK rebounds for Gonzaga. 7:40 to go in the half. Clock ticking. Gonzaga the ball. No Zach Edey right now on the floor. He's getting his first rest of the night. Nembhard to the right elbow. Left side to Ben Gregg. Throw it into EK. EK doubled on the block out to Nembhard. 2 on the way. This is a 2. Foot on the line. Missed it, but no one blocked out Graham EK, and he dunks it home easily off the front of the rim.
Now, unfortunate there for Purdue. Braden Smith had EK in the switch, so Gillis comes over to get the ball out of his hands, but then Gillis retreats to his own man, leaving Braden one-on-one in a box out with EK, and that did not go well for Purdue.
That did not go well for our Boilermakers. Purdue up 28-26 at the 7-minute mark. Braden Smith, top of the key, Lawyer. Back to Smith, left wing. Back to Lawyer, top of the key. He'll shoot a 3 from that top of the key. In and out, no good. How did that not stay in there? Rebounded Gonzaga. Here they come in a hurry. Man, do they like to race the ball up the floor right to left. Nembhard wants a screen from EK. Instead throws it to EK, top of the key. Left wing to Watson. He has an open 3 in the corner. Good. Anton Watson got left unabated left corner. And just like that, Gonzaga leads 29-28.
That's a huge shot there from Watson. Not a high-volume three-point shooter, but does shoot a good percentage, close to 41%. Purdue giving some help on the interior without Zach Edey, and they let Watson take that shot.
Down low, Trey Kaufman-Wren attacking EK, called for traveling. He was trying to get his balance underneath him as he was dribbling down low and ended up pulling a pivot foot and a timeout on the floor. We'll keep it here this time with 6:19 to go in this first half. And the Boilermakers trailing Gonzaga 29-28. It's a modest 5-0 run right now for Gonzaga. And that 5-0 run happened with Zach Edey out of the game. Zach Edey, by the way, has just subbed back into the game for Purdue. Hey, don't miss a moment of Purdue basketball during the NCAA tournament this year. On our network of radio affiliates, also out-of-market fans can listen to exclusive national coverage by Westwood One, plus our broadcast through the multicast option on the Varsity Network app. Download for free in your app store and catch all the action from anywhere. Bob, you said something appropriate. We were in our last commercial break. You mentioned that it was nice to get Zach Edey a rest with a 4-point lead as opposed to a 5-point deficit. Well, Zach took his rest, and that 4-point lead is now a 1-point deficit.
Yeah, sure enough, a run came right after, right? A 5-0 burst there for the Zags. And, yeah, it's nice to not be down 10 now. You're just down 1 because of where Purdue had put themselves in from a position standpoint prior to the deficit, or prior to him leaving the game. But, man, that's a tough game of miss or make in that sequence, right? You get a 3 from Anton Watson to go down, and then you have 2 threes from Braden Smith and Fletcher Lawyer that both look really good in the air. Fletcher's in particular halfway down, doesn't fall. And, yeah, it's a game of inches sometimes with these shots from deep. Gonzaga gets theirs to go. Purdue misses a couple good looks, and sure enough, 5-0 run for the Zags.
Fletcher, his first 3 attempt of the game, and as Bob said, it was all but down and popped back out. This is a guy in Fletcher Lawyer who's been shooting 72% from the three-point line in the month of March before that last miss. Purdue right now is 6 of 11 from the three-point line. Gonzaga is 3 of 5, I beg your pardon. Both teams really shooting it well. Gonzaga 12 of 20, overall shooting at 60%. Purdue 10 of 20 at 50%. Gonzaga has made 2 free throws. Purdue has made 2 free throws. 3 turnovers in the game for Gonzaga, 4 for Purdue. And right now, Gonzaga out-rebounding Purdue 10-9. Remember, there were only 3 games all year where Purdue did not win the rebounding battle. Gonzaga was one of them, as both Gonzaga and Purdue had 38 rebounds apiece in that game in Honolulu back on November the 20th.
This is a big 6 minutes here with Purdue in a good position foul-wise. Zach Edey, no fouls in particular. That's always a huge thing to watch. So now he returns to the fray here for, you would think, the final 6 minutes. And it's key, you know, who makes a push here to close the half and build that momentum as you go into the second half.
Purdue 28 and Gonzaga 29. A 1-point lead for the Gonzaga Bulldogs after Purdue had a 28-24 lead just a moment ago. 5 in a row for the Bulldogs. to put them in front by 1. Some of the Tennessee fans beginning to fill in their area of the cheering section here in downtown Detroit. It will be Gonzaga ball as we return to action. Lance Jones playing with Braden Smith, Fletcher Lawyer, Trey Kaufman-Wren, and Zach Edey, the original starting 5. And we're back to action at the 6:15 mark. Ryan Nebhart over the timeline right to left. His older brother Andrew plays for the Indiana Pacers, as many of you know. Nebhart transferring in from Creighton. Top of the key, Hickman. Shot clock at 15. Left side, Watson. Now to EK. Dribbles once with the right hand, now twice, and gives to Hickman. Shot clock at 9. Nolan Hickman to the right elbow. Hesitates. Out high to Gregg. 3 seconds on the shot clock to Nebhart. Nebhart quickly to Watson at the horn. No. Rebounded by Braden Smith. He got it off in time but missed the floater. Purdue on the run. A 3 for Fletcher Lawyer. Good. A 3-point hit for Fletcher Lawyer. Purdue's up 31-29. Fletch thought he was fouled but didn't get the call. He'll take the triple.
Now you love seeing Purdue push that thing in transition against this big lineup, and Fletch drills that through right wing.
Watson bank shot right side. No. Rebounded Purdue's Zach Edey. Purdue on the run left to right. Quickly, here come the Boilermakers enjoying a 2-point lead at the 5:18 mark. Mark Few imploring his team to guard on the defensive end. Mark Few, his 25th season as the head coach at Gonzaga. What a career he has had. Braden Smith wants a screen near the top of the key. Will stop and pop. It's off balance and misses. EK rebounds. Braden mad with himself for taking a poor shot there. Watson tipped away at the last second. They were trying to bounce it to Watson, running down the middle of the paint. And at the very last second, in transition defense, Fletcher Lawyer stuck out his right hand and knocked it out of bounds, baseline left. That means Gonzaga keeps the ball here with 4:55 to go in the half.
Braden has that good ability to hit some of those mid-range shots, especially when he even fades a little bit. But that was a shot where I felt like he was open enough. He didn't have to fade as much as he did to his right. Could have gone maybe more straight up, which maybe would have affected the result.
Nebhart off a screen from EK to the high right wing. Now guarded by Edey is Nebhart. He wants to clear out. Purdue's going to run some help at him. Nebhart bouncing it inside to EK, spinning and shooting and scoring. Oh, they got the mismatch and they took advantage. EK with a bucket, and Purdue has Purdue and Gonzaga, I beg your pardon, now tied at 31.
That was really good patience there from Nebhart. Easily could have taken a contested shot over Edey, but instead finds the mismatch with EK.
Top of the key, Lawyer. Fouled as he attempted a 3. Oh, they're going to say no shot. Foul on Watson, his second. Fletcher shot faked, got Watson in the air, but then as he tried to dribble away from him, was knocked to the ground by Watson. So it is not a 3-point shooting opportunity. It is team foul number 6 on Gonzaga. Purdue will inbound on the sideline to our near right. 2 fouls on Watson. He'll go to the bench. Boy, Purdue needs to make some hay with Watson on the bench because he is a dynamite player.
For a guy that's definitely been the stalwart offensively for them this half, it's likely we'll see him on the bench here the final 4 minutes of this half.
10 points in the game for Watson. Gonzaga obviously wants to keep it close with Watson on the bench. Deep 3 for Lance Jones. Way outside. No good, but tipped at it once by Edey. Couldn't get it. Couldn't get it to go in, and Ben Gregg rebounds for Gonzaga. Boy, he was right there with Zach, just didn't make it. Hickman, a floater in the paint, and now it's a 2-point lead for Gonzaga. Purdue didn't pick up the ball handler in transition. Gonzaga's up 33-31.
Yeah, poor communication there for sure by Purdue defensively. Got to stop the basketball.
Mason Gillis dribbles at the left elbow, kicks it left wing to Lance Jones. Lance, high right wing to Lawyer, swing it right side. Smith inside to Edey, 1 step off the right block. Working against EK. Out to Lance Jones. Dribbles in, does Lance. Shoots a lamp and scores. Lance Jones very aggressive in the ball game early. He has 10 points. We're tied at 33 with 3:20 to go in the first half.
And that's why you love that burst Lance Jones can give you on the perimeter. Ben Gregg, slow-footed compared to Lance. Lance gives him a little up fake with his eyes as a foul's called here by Lance Jones guarding Nebhart on the perimeter. But he uses that little eye fake, shoulder fake to get Gregg off his feet just a tad, and then the blow-by layup.
Timeout on the floor with 3:09 to go in the first half. We are all even. Purdue 33, Gonzaga 33 on the Central Indiana Honda Dealer scoreboard. This is Boilermaker basketball on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Purdue fans. Say hello to the most powerful gallon in agriculture from BW Fusion and say goodbye to traditional crop nutrition. We've simplified product selection to create a personalized gallon that's crafted for your specific crop, problem areas, budget, and more. It enhances your farm's profitability, 30-plus years of crop nutrition data, and industry leadership. Build your most powerful gallon in ag with BW Fusion today at mpga.ag. Let's get back to the action. Boiler up.
U.S. Foods and the Purdue Boilermakers. What a recipe for success. Like Purdue, we both stand for quality and value. From our state-of-the-art Indianapolis-based distribution center, we at U.S. Foods are committed to meeting our customers' needs by providing all your quality food service and equipment products throughout all of Indiana and Northern Kentucky. It's what we do to bring guests into your business every day that makes the difference. Enjoy the game and remember, U.S. Foods, the official food service supplier of Purdue Athletics.
If you're a Boilermakers fan, you know that scoring big is everything. Few things feel as good as watching your team pass, shoot, and dribble their way to victory. Off the court, you can experience that same feeling with a Magnum tractor from Case IH. Magnum tractors match the power, speed, and strength of the best Boilermakers by helping you net every challenge that comes your way. Score big with a Magnum tractor this season by visiting your local Case IH dealer or go to caseih.com/Boilermakers to learn more. Boiler up.
At Farm Credit Mid-America and Rural First, we do more than lend. We lift up our rural communities that we serve, too. From our day-to-day business of providing reliable credit to farmers and rural residents, to our community investment efforts and scholarships for college students, we help Indiana's rural communities find their next level. Visit FCMA.com to learn more about how we work with partners like Purdue University. Boiler up. Farm Credit Mid-America and Rural First are equal opportunity lenders.
Our score 33-33 with 3:09 to go in the first half. Purdue and Gonzaga. You're good at being you, and Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance is good at your insurance. Find an agent to help you or get a quote today at infb.com. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood. Zach Edey has 6 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. A career-high 6 assists for Zach Edey. 6s across the board. Lance Jones, 10 points for the Boilermakers. Graham E.K. has scored 9 for Gonzaga. 10 from Anton Watson. Zach Edey, he has 1 assist.
Braden's got 6.
There you go. I misread it. Well, I thought that didn't sound right, but that's what
I was like, man, Zach is really distributing. But it's not your fault, actually. They have it wrong on the scoreboard.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I didn't think it felt right, but hey. Just like Anchorman, you put it in front of me, I'll read it.
The scoreboard steered you in the wrong direction. Braden does have the 6 assists. That's what the box score does say that we have here on paper. But Zach only has the 1 assist.
3:05 to go. Gonzaga the ball. They attack the bucket. 2 hour left here. And there's dark blue unis out of Spokane, Washington. Nebhard to Hickman. Free throw lane. Throws it to E.K. on the left block. Zach Edey doubles him. Kick it out for a Hickman 3. It's short. Rebounded by Edey. Knocked away from him by E.K. and then grabbed by Lawyer. Boy, E.K. is a strong young man in that lower post at 260 pounds.
They are putting Purdue in these predicaments when they get these switches. And right there, Nolan Hickman, a super clean look. Top of the key, wide open. Purdue very fortunate he left that short.
2.5 to go in his first half. Mason Gillis, high side catch for Edey. Spins and throws it right wing, caught by Lance Jones. 2 steps outside of the arc. Now to Gillis. Swing it left side, Braden Smith. Lob it into Edey. Edey backing down his defender and shooting and scoring as he went through. Ben Gregg for the bucket. 8 points for Zach Edey.
I love that drop step there to his left hand. Gregg playing the left shoulder pretty hard. Zach, good counter.
2 minutes, 5 seconds to go first half. Purdue with a 2-point lead at 35-33. Gonzaga the ball. Nebhard with a screen from E.K. To the right wing he goes and now bounces it inside to Gregg. Gregg out to E.K. He will shoot an open 3. He will make it again. Graham E.K. has made 2 threes in a game. He is not a high-level three-point shooter, but tonight he has been. And it's Gonzaga 36, Purdue 35.
Wow, that's just massive shot making here in a big spot.
Boilermakers with it in their white uniforms. We're at 90 seconds to go in the half. Purdue inside to Edey on E.K. Wants to back down E.K. He does. He shoots. He'll be called for traveling. Edie was called for traveling. Matt Painter can't believe it. Purdue fans are losing their minds. Edie thought he was fouled, and it's a Purdue turnover.
Coach Painter livid right now with the official Paul Sells. Felt like certainly there was a foul that happened prior to the travel.
36-35, 1-point lead for the Bulldogs. And now an illegal screen on EK as he almost knocked out Lance Jones at the top of the key. First foul on EK. That'll give the ball right back to Purdue. That was a physical screen.
And that's one of those where, even it may not actually be illegal, but the way Lance gets hit and the way he kind of, maybe whether it's embellished or not, takes that contact, that draws the attention of the official.
Braden Smith dribbling between the circles of the left hand, goes left wing, kicks it right side Lance Jones. Top of the key, now it's swung to Mason Gillis, back to Lance Jones. Lance from 18 feet, straight away good. 12 points in a game for Lance Jones. Purdue up 37-36, 50 seconds remaining in the half. Nebhart quickly on the offensive end here for Gonzaga. Man, do they like to push tempo. EK outside to Greg for a catch-and-shoot three. It is no good. A rebound tipped back out to Greg. Nebhart a three. This one is no good. Rebounded Braden Smith. Another offensive rebound for Gonzaga, but this time Purdue got a little bit lucky because Nebhart missed an open three. There's a 4-second difference between game clock, shot clock. Purdue with the ball. Dribbling near the timeline, Braden Smith in the front court, guarded by Nolan Hickman. Shot clock now at 10. Braden Smith dribbles right wing. Lobs for Edie. He catches. He dunks with two hands. And a foul as well. An and one opportunity. Boilermakers at the line for an and one. Purdue's Degree Plus gives students the chance to earn a Bachelor of Science and one from the College of Liberal Arts, both in 4 years. Check out the Liberal Arts Degree Plus and see if and one is right for you.
And that's the third foul now on Ben Gregg. He slaps Zach on the arm as Zach's going into that dunking motion. Big call there to saddle Gregg with a third right before the half. And how about the vision there by Braden Smith? Zach seals his man a little bit up the lane, leaving room for Braden to drop that pass over the top. Zach, of course, then once he gathered, he knows what to do with it. Easy two-handed jam.
9.5 seconds remain. An and one here for Edie. Dribbles once, shoots and makes it. And one good for Edie, so the Purdue lead at 4. And Purdue's going to sub. They want to get Ethan Morton, one of their better defenders, into the game, replacing Lance Jones to provide some defensive resistance here with 9.5 to go in the half. Gonzaga has to go the length of the floor. Purdue does have fouls to give. Purdue's only committed 14 fouls. Zach Edey is yelling at his team, guys, we have fouls to give. Fouls to give. Nebhart in the backcourt. Racing it up the floor. Down to 5, now and a foul. Here's a foul right at midcourt at 5.1. Again, fouling was Ethan Morton intentionally, knowing Purdue had a foul to give. Purdue now at 5 team fouls. One more foul to give here. 5.1 on the clock. Inbounding Gonzaga from the far sideline, directly across from our vantage point. Stromer will be the inbounder. Dusty Stromer, the freshman from Sherman Oaks, California. Stromer handed the ball. Into Nebhart. And fouled by Morton at 3.6. Just as Nebhart wanted to start dribbling hard to the middle of the floor, between the rings. And look at Ethan Morton. He gets a standing ovation from the Purdue fans because they know the senior did the job that he was asked to do. 3.6 to go. Into Nebhart. They're going to get a chance here. Nebhart will drive to EK. Shooting a three at the horn. No good. EK had an open look at the top of the key. How about Ethan Morton? He did the job he was asked to do. Unselfishly. 2 fouls. And it ends up helping Purdue in the end. We have reached halftime here at Detroit, and the Gonzaga Bulldogs, the 5 seed, are giving the 1 seed Purdue all they can handle here. Purdue leads 40-36 at the halftime horn.
Well, you said it there, Rob. Purdue with Ethan Morton. Those fouls to give were critical. Graham Ike, who's already hit 2 threes, feeling good about himself. He had to rush that shot because of so little time left on the game clock. 3.6 when they entered it. By the time he got the kickback pass from Nemhard, he had to just fling that thing really quickly. Wasn't able to set his feet, set his rhythm. And hopefully now that missed 3 from Ike, hopefully that resonates a little bit at halftime, and we get a couple misses here in the second half from him.
You know, before we go to break, Bob, I know we talked about this in a pregame show, but I think it's notable because I thought about it all week. In that game against Purdue back in November, EK attempted 6 3-point shots. Now, I know we talked about this in the pregame show, but those are just joining us. EK attempted 6 threes in that game, made 2 of them. He only attempted 15 threes all season, and 6 were in the game against Purdue. Now, tonight, he's attempted 3 against the Boilermakers.
Yeah, how about that? Obviously, from a matchup perspective, Zach Edey is a guy who's been on him in these games, and Zach is going to stay close to the rim as much as possible. Zach's trying to provide that rim protection and give help in other areas. And EK is a guy who's not a prolific three-point shooter. You're going to live with some of those shots. Give EK credit. He stepped up and nailed a couple here, just like he did in the first matchup. But I think Purdue is, they don't want to just let him shoot those continuously. But, if Graham EK is going to hit 6-7 threes, I think Purdue's going to have to just shake his hand.
We have reached halftime here in Detroit. Purdue has a 4-point lead over Gonzaga, 40-36. Our Coors Light halftime report begins when we return. This is Boilermaker basketball on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
You want it? We got it. University Bookstore has you covered on all Purdue athletic sports apparel. Shop online at PurdueU.com. Anything and everything you need. Or visit us at our main location across from the Union and our stadium store across from Mackey Arena. You want it? We got it. Only at University Bookstore. The official textbook source for Purdue athletics.
This is Mason Gillis, Purdue men's basketball. For my friends at the Haldeman Companies, proud supporters of Purdue University. They use the same principles for success that Coach Painter teaches us. The importance of teamwork, execution, and tremendous effort are keys to success. Their team includes farm managers, appraisers, and real estate brokers with the experience, knowledge, and professionalism to help you accomplish your farm goals. Since 1930, if it has anything to do with the business of farming, Haldeman can help. Visit halderman.com to learn more.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill.
2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
We Boilermakers show our pride in a number of ways. From a Purdue flag flying high on game day to a black and gold tie worn to the office. That loyalty is built on precious memories, time-honored traditions, and lifelong friendships. It's everlasting, and it stays with you wherever you go. So whether you're at Mackey Arena, your hometown grocery store, or across the country, the pride is always there. And now with the Purdue Federal Visa Signature Card, you have one more way to show your pride. Purdue Federal, the official credit card for Purdue fans everywhere. Federally insured by NCAA.
On the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield, Boilermaker Basketball is brought to you by Coors Light, made to chill. Proud sponsor of the Purdue Boilermakers. Also brought to you by Case IH. Take your success off the court and out into the field with Case IH's superior farming tools. Visit your local Case IH dealer or learn more at caseih.com/Boilermakers. And by Indiana Kitchen Premium Pork Products. Get to know us at indianakitchen.com. Purdue Boilermaker Basketball is on the air. This is the Boilermaker Halftime Show.
Welcome to our Coors Light halftime report. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment made to chill. Proud partner of the Purdue Boilermakers. I'm Rob Blackman alongside Bobby Riddell. Purdue has a 40-36 halftime lead over Gonzaga. I'll give you all the halftime numbers in our next segment, but some numbers you need to know right now. Purdue is out-rebounding Gonzaga, but just by one rebound, 14-13. Both teams have 5 offensive rebounds, and it has played a big part in this game because Gonzaga 7 second-chance points, Purdue 5 second-chance points from those 5 offensive boards. Purdue had 5 first-half turnovers. Gonzaga had 4. But when you look at the three-point shooting, Bob, Gonzaga 4 of 10, which is right at their average over the last 18 games of the year. That's right where they've been, 40%. But 2 of the makes from Graham EK, the center, who normally doesn't step out there and shoot them, but tonight he has.
just huge shots from him. And both of them, I think, if I recall, were kind of late shot clock where out of desperation, basically, he's like, all right, I got to take this thing. And he's able to step up and knock it down. But, Purdue's going to be okay giving up some of those shots to protect other things from a defensive standpoint. But, man, what a well-played first half from an offensive standpoint for both these teams. 4 turnovers for Gonzaga, 5 for Purdue, so nothing too crazy turnover-wise, and then just a ton of shot-making, 15 field goals apiece, a lot of threes. It was a pretty fun first half, a nice little push there to end the half by Purdue to take this 4-point lead. And now you're going to have those crucial first 5 minutes of the second half. If Purdue can take this thing to double figures, you feel really good. But obviously, if Gonzaga punches first and ties this thing up or takes a lead, you're going to be in for a back-and-forth half.
Well, here's what you need to know. Think back to last Sunday. Purdue did just what you're saying, Bob. Punched first to start the second half and just completely took Utah State out of the game. You remember, Utah State had to take a timeout 90 seconds into the second half. And that, quite frankly, was all she wrote at that point. But Gonzaga, they were even more impressive. Last week, they were down 44-43 at the half to Kansas, and they won 89-68.
Yeah, I remember just checking that score and just seeing the Gonzaga total continue to go up while the Kansas point total stayed the same. That was a huge second half push there by Gonzaga. And it's going to be interesting to see how this beginning of the half goes. You pointed out about Purdue. They had that quick little 7-0 spurt, took the lead from 16 to 23 against Utah State, and pretty much ended that game right there. Will be fascinating to see how this second half starts. It'll be interesting to see if Ben Gregg, who started the game for Gonzaga, will start the second half, considering he now has the 3 personal fouls.
Last week in that second half against Kansas, Gonzaga went on a 32-4 run. 32-4. To put that game to bed and ultimately advance here to Detroit. Right now, our halftime score is Purdue 40, Gonzaga 36. In case you're wondering back to November 20th what the halftime score might have been, Gonzaga had a 5-point lead in that one. Purdue outscored the Zags by 15 in the second half in Honolulu back in November. The Coors Light halftime report continues when we return, including the halftime statistics presented by Ruoff Home Mortgage. This is Boilermaker Basketball on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Unity Healthcare, a trusted pillar in the community for more than 25 years, offers healthcare services that you can depend on. With a team of over 80 highly skilled providers, Unity Healthcare is committed to making the best decisions for your health right here in your local community. Visit one of our many healthcare specialists or urgent care to meet your specific healthcare needs. www.unityhc.com, because we believe in working together towards a healthier future. Unity Healthcare, healthier together.
Water damage from a busted pipe can be a real nightmare in these frigid temps. For over 40 years, Hayes & Sons has been restoring water damage in Indiana homes and businesses. They'll help you navigate your insurance claim and get your life back on track. So when a water disaster strikes, tell your insurance agent you want Hayes & Sons for your restoration work. Visit HayesandSons.com for more information.
Domino's Mix and Match menu has items for every occasion. Flaked on your friend's open mic night? Flaky bread twists and molten lava cakes should do the trick. Soccer team duty? Medium 2-topping pizzas and stuffed cheesy bread are your best defense. Is it your dog's half birthday? Celebrate his biggish day with savory sandwiches and tender specialty chicken. Mix and match 2 or more items for $6.99 each at Domino's. Ask for this offer. 2-item minimum. Prices, participation, delivery area, and charges may vary. Bone and wings, bread bowl pasta, and pan pizza will cost extra. Local stores set delivery fees and can charge extra for some menu items.
Keystone Cooperative is centered on delivering the farmer-owned cooperative of the future. Starting today, we're proud to be owned and operated by over 20,000 member owners. Keystone specializes in energy, home heat, agronomy, grain, animal nutrition, and swine production. And we remain centered on the valued relationships that have built and grown the cooperative for 100 years. Just like you, we're proud to back the Boilers. Keystone Cooperative, centered on you.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Purdue University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
This is the Coors Light Halftime Report. I'm Rob Blackman, and Purdue has a 40-36 lead over Gonzaga at the half. Let's look at the halftime statistics presented by Ruoff Mortgage. Ruoff Mortgage is a proud supporter of Purdue basketball. Ruoff's top-notch customer service makes your home ownership dreams an easy reality. Apply online at ruoff.com. Gonzaga in the first half, 15 of 29 shooting, 51.7%. Not uncommon for them. That's right at their average. They're the second best field goal shooting team in the country at 51.9. So they're 51.7. 4 of 10 from 3 and 2 of 3 at the foul line were the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Gonzaga had 9 assists on the 15 made baskets, 5 assists for Ryan Nebhard. 4 turnovers in the first half for the Bulldogs. 4 players with 1 turnover apiece. 3 steals, no block shots. 13 total rebounds for Gonzaga, 5 of those offensively. The leading scorer in the game for Gonzaga, Graham Ike, with 12 points to go with 6 boards. Anton Watson has 10 points. Ryan Nebhard, 8 points to go with the 5 assists I mentioned a moment ago. Nolan Hickman, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 points for Braden Huff. Boilermakers, 14 total rebounds, also 5 offensively. Purdue is 15 of 28 shooting, 53.6%. Purdue 7 of 13 from 3, 53.8%. Purdue made all 3 of its free throws, 3 for 3, and that was Zach Edey doing all of the damage. He himself, 3 of 3 at the line. No one else for Purdue attempted a free throw. Purdue had 12 assists on the 15 made buckets, 8 assists for Braden Smith. Braden already, he is closing in on a double-double. He has 8 points, 8 assists. 5 turnovers for the Boilermakers, 3 of those from Zach Edey. 1 steal in the game, no block shots. 12 points for Lance Jones. That's a team high. I mentioned the 8 points, 8 rebounds for Braden Smith. Zach Edey has 11 points, and he has 6 rebounds. That is significant. With those 6 rebounds, he's become the 4th player in NCAA history with at least 2 seasons of 750-plus points and 425-plus rebounds. He joins the likes of Elvin Hayes, Rick Barry, and Oscar Robertson, the only players to ever have done that twice in a career in college hoops. Also scoring for Purdue, Mason Gillis with 6 points off the bench. Fletcher Lawyer with 3. Trey Kaufman-Wren, Camden Heide, Miles Colvin, and Ethan Morton played but did not score. Purdue 5 points off of Gonzaga's 4 turnovers. Gonzaga 2 points off of Purdue's 5 turnovers. Both teams even points in the paint, 14 points apiece in the paint. Second chance points favoring Gonzaga, 7-5. Fast break points favoring Purdue, 3-2. How about the bench points? Purdue with 6 bench points, all from Mason Gillis. Gonzaga has only 2 bench points, and that came from Braden Huff. And right now it's Purdue 40, Gonzaga 36 here at the half. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment made to chill. Official partner of Purdue Athletics, 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly. When we come back, Bob Bradell has a look at the out-of-town scoreboard presented by your Central Indiana Honda dealers. That's coming up in the Coors Light Halftime Report, where the score is Purdue 40, Gonzaga 36. This is Boilermaker Basketball on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
If your company is seeking to relocate or expand quickly, Hancock County, Indiana has a wide variety of business sites, including 4 shovel-ready certified silver business parks, plus higher than normal broadband capacity with an extensive fiber network with more than 2,000 miles of lines. Connecting opportunity with success. Contact the Hancock County Economic Development Council at www.hancockedc.com or at 317-477-7241. If you're a Boilermakers fan, you know that scoring big is everything. Few things feel as good as watching your team pass, shoot, and dribble their way to victory. Off the court, you can experience that same feeling with a Magnum tractor from Case IH. Magnum tractors match the power, speed, and strength of the best Boilermakers by helping you net every challenge that comes your way. Score big with a Magnum tractor this season by visiting your local Case IH dealer or go to caseih.com/Boilermakers to learn more. Boiler up!
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're good at insurance, but not just any insurance. We're good at...
No.
Did you forget the parking brake? Yes, you forgot the parking brake. Insurance. when the forecast calls for cheeseball-sized hail insurance. Even shouldn't have parked under that tree. Insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Now's the time for a new Honda. Save thousands with 2.9% financing on a 2024 CR-V. Full Honda inventory is here. Cars, SUVs, trucks, vans are all in stock. There's never been a better time to buy a new Honda. Save big with low payments or get your new Honda with 2.9% financing. Search your local Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details for well-qualified buyers. Offer ends 4/30/24.
Welcome back here to the halftime show. Purdue leading the Gonzaga Bulldogs at the half, 40-36. Time now for out-of-town scores segment. Today's out-of-town scores are brought to you by your Central Indiana Honda dealers. Let's take a look at this Sweet 16 action from both last night and so far going on here this evening. Yesterday's games were played out in the East region, and the number 1 seed UConn Huskies took care of business as they defeated the 5th seed San Diego State Aztecs 82-52. And they will take on the Illinois Fighting Illini in the Elite 8, the 3 seed, who took down the 2-seeded Iowa State Cyclones 72-69. That game tomorrow between UConn and Illinois will tip at 6:09 p.m. Eastern Time. Moving over to the West region, also played yesterday evening. The number 1 seed North Carolina Tar Heels fall to the 4th seed Alabama Crimson Tide 89-87. A big win there and a close one for the Tide. And they will take on the Clemson Tigers, the 6th seed, who take down the 2-seed Arizona Wildcats 77-72. So the Crimson Tide versus the Clemson Tigers in the Elite 8 tomorrow at 8:49 p.m. The winner will make their first ever Final Four. Moving over to the South region, one game currently underway in the second half, 11:28 to go. And how about this one? Upset alert for sure. The 11th seeded North Carolina State Wolfpack, after winning 5 straight games to win the ACC championship, have now on their way potentially to go to the Elite 8. They lead that game 46-33, and the 2-seed Marquette is on the ropes. The other game in the South region will be the 1-seed Houston Cougars taking on the 4-seed Duke Blue Devils. That game will tip after the NC State Marquette game goes final, roughly around 9:40 p.m. Eastern. And then, of course, besides this Purdue-Gonzaga game, the winner will move on and take on the winner of the 3-seed Creighton Blue Jays versus the 2-seed Tennessee Volunteers. That game on TBS or True TV will tip at 10:09 p.m. Eastern Time, roughly after the conclusion of Purdue-Gonzaga. Drive the road to win with Honda and have fun off the court with the most fun-to-drive vehicles. Your Central Indiana Honda dealers are proud supporters of Purdue Athletics. We'll take a look at the keys to the second half in just a moment when we return to the Coors Light Halftime Report. This is Boilermaker Basketball on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
You work hard. And at First Farmers Bank and Trust, we work hard for you. Since 1885, we've committed to helping families, businesses, and communities thrive financially. From home to the office, to the field, to the arena. We value hard work and perseverance as much as you do. Experience banking built on heart and grit today. Learn more at ffbt.com. First Farmers is a proud sponsor of Purdue Athletics. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
This is Mason Gillis, Purdue men's basketball. For my friends at the Haldeman Companies, proud supporters of Purdue University. They use the same principles for success that Coach Painter teaches us. The importance of teamwork, execution, and tremendous effort are keys to success. Their team includes farm managers, appraisers, and real estate brokers with the experience, knowledge, and professionalism to help you accomplish your farm goals. Since 1930, if it has anything to do with the business of farming, Haldeman can help. Visit halderman.com to learn more.
Franciscan Health is proud to be the official medical provider for Purdue Athletics. Does a sudden sports injury have you on the bench? We can assist. Franciscan Health sports medicine specialists have mastered a team approach to sports injuries. You'll have access to a network of orthopedic professionals, rehabilitation services, and highly advanced technologies and treatments to get you back out on the field. To learn more, visit franciscanhealth.org/sportsmedicine.
You know you've got a comeback in you. When you take the next step, you're going to make it count for your career, for your family, for your life. You can earn a degree you're proud of with Purdue Global. Purdue Global is backed by Purdue University, one of the nation's most respected and innovative public universities. This is your chance. This is your opportunity. This is your comeback. Purdue Global, Purdue's online university for working adults. Start your comeback today at purdueglobal.edu.
Almost time to start the second half here in Detroit at the Little Caesars Arena. Rob Blackman with Bobby Riddell. Gonzaga will start Dusty Stromer in the second half in place of Ben Gregg, who does have 3 fouls. Gonzaga will have the first possession of half number 2. Purdue with its original starting lineup of Braden Smith, Fletcher Lawyer, Trey Kaufman-Renn, Zach Edey, and Lance Jones. So that answers your question, Bob, at halftime. Would Stromer start the second half or Gregg?
It was just such a silly foul there by Gregg. He has no chance, really, to stop Zach from dunking that basketball and just slaps him right across the forehead. Pretty blatant one.
Purdue in its man-to-man defense is Gonzaga will shoot a short floater and miss from the right elbow. Attempted by Ryan Nebhart over the outstretched arms of Zach Edey, and Purdue has a rebound. So here comes Purdue right to left in the second half in their white uniforms with a 4-point lead 20 seconds into the second half. Braden Smith, high hedge from the defense, throws it into Trey Kaufman-Renn. It was knocked away from Trey, out of bounds, and Purdue turned it over. Trey tried to back down his defender. The defender pulled the chair out from under him, and Trey fell down and turned the ball over.
Yeah, great defense there, or a wise move at least, to pull the chair. Kaufman-Renn loses his balance. The good news for Purdue was not a live ball turnover as the ball did roll out of bounds.
Hickman for the Bulldogs to EK, right block, just outside of that block, guarded by Edey. Now back to Hickman, dribbling right wing. He's guarded by Trey Kaufman-Renn. A step back 3 for Hickman, good. Nolan Hickman, 7 points in a game for him. Just like that, Purdue's up 40-39, 1 minute into the second half.
And that's what a big-time guard does when he gets a mismatch. He got Trey Kaufman-Renn on the switch, a little shake and bake in and out dribble, creates the separation from Kaufman-Renn, and then drills that 3 right in his face.
Here's Braden Smith dribbling high right elbow, stopping, shooting a floater. No, at the last second, dumped it down to Trey Kaufman-Renn, and Trey laid it in. At the very last second, he gave it up for Trey Kaufman-Renn, and Trey made the layup from the left side. Purdue's ahead 42-39, 90 seconds into this second half. Here's Nebhart. No look to Watson. Missed the layup, but dunked home on the weak side by EK. Purdue did not block off Graham EK, and it's Purdue 42, Gonzaga 41.
And that was Zach Edey's man who came over and forced the miss from Watson, but no one cracks down on Zach's man and allows the easy finish.
Boilermakers, high right wing with it, bouncing it inside to Trey Kaufman-Renn. He attacks Watson, shoots and scores. How about 4 in a row for Trey Kaufman-Renn after being scoreless in the first half? Purdue up 44-41. Trey Kaufman-Renn had a great weekend last weekend in Indy. EK down low, layup. No, missed it. He was at the rim and missed a left-handed layup. Rebounded by Zach Edey. Purdue on the run right to left here in those white uniforms. The throwback unis, catch for Trey Kaufman-Renn on the right baseline. Trying to back down Watson. Shooting with the left hand, scoring again. 6 in a row for Trey Kaufman-Renn. Purdue's up 46-41.
An unbelievable finish there by TKR with his left hand over his right shoulder. He getting into his bag completely here, TKR.
Purdue fans on their feet trying to encourage their Boilermakers now on the defensive end. Nebhard to EK on a give and go. Swings it out left wing to Hickman. Hickman will shoot a 3. It is short. Rebounded Zach Edey. Purdue wants to push tempo. Matt Painter is telling them, let's go, let's go, let's go. Over the timeline, right to left, and a foul away from the ball. I didn't see this one. If it's on Watson, that's a big one. It is. Away from the ball, Anton Watson called for his 3rd foul of the game. Purdue will inbound, baseline left. Did you see that, Bob? I did not.
He just shoulder chucks Trey Kaufman-Renn, who's running towards that right block. Probably just a little bit of a frustration foul, right? Like, TKR scored a couple buckets on him, and he's trying to just feel him.
Lawyer, a floater off the inbound, good. Fletcher Lawyer, a floater from the right baseline. Purdue, its largest lead, 48-41. Gonzaga the ball at the 16:50 mark. Purdue fans are on their feet yet again. Nebhard to Watson. He will drive. He will shoot. He will be fouled by Trey Kaufman-Renn. A strong, aggressive drive by Watson. How about Mark Few leaving Watson in the game right now with 3 fouls, and Watson goes to the foul line here with 2 foul shots coming.
I guess it's it's certainly a little bit of a bold move, but hey, this is crunch time as he misses the first free throw off the front of the iron. Purdue building this lead to 7. You don't want this thing to get out of hand, so you leave your senior leader out there. Also, Greg has 3 fouls on the bench, and Huff has not been great, so sticking with the senior.
Watson, who wears number 22 on the blue jersey, does make 1 of 2. 16:45 remaining. Purdue 48, Gonzaga 42. Purdue right to left offensively here in the second half as we sit courtside. Braden Smith guarded by Stromer. Between the circles on a right-handed dribble to the far right wing. Now to Lawyer. A catch-and-shoot deep 3. Straight away. Triple time! Fletcher Lawyer!
Oh, baby. Fletch just lined that thing up a couple steps from behind the arc. That thing is money.
Timeout, Gonzaga. Purdue fans are on their feet. 16:24 to go in a game. Purdue 51, Gonzaga 42, 16:24 to play on the Central Indiana Honda Dealer scoreboard. This is Boilermaker basketball on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Keystone Cooperative is centered on delivering the farmer-owned cooperative of the future. Starting today, we're proud to be owned and operated by over 20,000 member owners. Keystone specializes in energy, home heat, agronomy, grain, animal nutrition, and swine production. And we remain centered on the valued relationships that have built and grown the cooperative for 100 years. Just like you, we're proud to back the Boilers. Keystone Cooperative, centered on you.
We Boilermakers show our pride in a number of ways, from a Purdue flag flying high on game day to a black and gold tie worn to the office. That loyalty is built on precious memories, time-honored traditions, and lifelong friendships. It's everlasting, and it stays with you wherever you go. So whether you're at Mackey Arena, your hometown grocery store, or across the country, the pride is always there. And now with the Purdue Federal Visa Signature Card, you have one more way to show your pride. Purdue Federal, the official credit card for Purdue fans everywhere. Federally insured by NCAA.
I get paid to do this. How cool is this?
Wow. It's like me getting paid to be a coach.
And for me, I don't think there's a place out there better for me than Purdue University.
Hi, I'm Kate Young, host of This is Purdue, the official podcast of Purdue University. Over the last 3 years, my conversations with Boilermakers have been serious, informative, and in the case of that exchange with former Purdue basketball coach Gene Cady and current head coach Matt Painter, downright fun. Be sure to follow This is Purdue on your favorite podcast app or on YouTube.
Now's the time for a new Honda. Save thousands with 2.9% financing on a 2024 CR-V. Full Honda inventory is here. Cars, SUVs, trucks, vans are all in stock. There's never been a better time to buy a new Honda. Save big with low payments or get your new Honda with 2.9% financing. Search your local Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details for well-qualified buyers. Offer ends 4/30/24.
This is TKR, and you're listening to Purdue Basketball.
Purdue 51, Gonzaga 42. Purdue men's basketball postseason sponsored by BW Fusion. Say hello to the most powerful gallon in agriculture from BW Fusion and goodbye to traditional crop nutrition. Find out how to build your most powerful gallon in ag today at mpga.ag. BW Fusion, proud presenting sponsor of Purdue men's basketball postseason. 16:24 remains in the game as we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Boilermaker basketball from Learfield. Rob Blackman, Bobby Riddell, onside engineer Wes Scott. Gonzaga the ball, Purdue a 9-point lead, largest lead of the game for Purdue. Purdue had a 4-point halftime lead. They pushed it to 9 as we're back to action. Gonzaga in their dark blue unis working left to right here in the second half. Nebhard a screen from EK to the high left elbow. Snake dribbles to the right elbow. Now guarded by Edey. Got the switch they wanted. Will they try to throw it into EK? Back to Nebhard. Right wing, shot clock at 7. To EK. He attacks Braden Smith. Braden knocked the ball out of his hands, yet he somehow got it back and put it in the bucket. That was great hands by Braden Smith and even better hands by EK.
Poor gamble there by Lance Jones. No real chance to get that steal, and takes himself out of the play, leaving Braden Smith all by himself underneath. But once again, smart play by Nembhard.
Driving Braden Smith, cross-key pass. Lance Jones, he will shoot a three after one dribble. He misses. And EK not only rebounded, but he was fouled as well by Zach Edey. Zach is begging for a hook and hold review. Zach says the reason I fouled is because EK on a hook and hold. I don't think Matt Painter is going to talk the officials, however, into looking at it. They're going to have some extra time to think about it because we have yet another media timeout. 15:39 to go in the game. Purdue 51, Gonzaga 44. On the Central Indiana Honda Dealer scoreboard, this is Boilermaker basketball on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Talking on the phone is difficult if you've been exposed to loud noises over time. Combat veterans, factory workers, farmers, gun and motorcycle enthusiasts can have trouble hearing on the telephone. Relay Indiana helps return clarity to your phone conversations. Relay Indiana also provides free loaned equipment to those who qualify. Get the CapTel Caption telephone from Relay Indiana. Visit RelayIndiana.com now.
Water damage from a busted pipe can be a real nightmare in these frigid temps. For over 40 years, Hayes & Sons has been restoring water damage in Indiana homes and businesses. They'll help you navigate your insurance claim and get your life back on track. So when a water disaster strikes, tell your insurance agent you want Hayes & Sons for your restoration work. Visit HayesandSons.com for more information.
Lafayette Limo, family-owned, women-owned, serving Greater Lafayette for over 33 years. Shuttles to and from Indianapolis and O'Hare airports 365 days a year. Make your reservations now at LafayetteLimo.com. Charters of all sizes anywhere in the continental USA. Lafayette Limo, proud sponsor of Purdue Athletics.
Just sit back and let us drive. There's no need to compromise. Your ride to relaxation, Lafayette Limo.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're good at insurance. But not just any insurance. We're good at fireworks don't go in the attic insurance. Hole in window insurance. Even guy that shouldn't have a chainsaw but has a chainsaw insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
For all you golfers out there, the Ackerman Allen course at Burke Boilermaker Golf Complex is open. Come out and enjoy an early spring round. 2024 memberships are still available. Book your tee time or join today at PurdueGolf.com. 15:39 remains in the game. Purdue 51, Gonzaga 44. Sweet 16 battle here in Detroit. The winner moves on to play in the Elite Eight on Sunday. Game number 2 still to come tonight here in Detroit. Creighton and Tennessee doing battle. Tennessee, the 2 seed. Creighton, the 3.
Rob, how about the balanced scoring from our Boilermakers here? 6 different players have scored. We got 6 with Kaufman-Wren, 11 for Edey, 8 for Lawyer, 8 for Smith, 12 for Jones, and 6 for Gillis. Just really nice, even contributions. 6 guys with 6+ points.
5 have scored for Gonzaga, led by EK, who has 16. Gonzaga the ball here as we're back to action. Nembhard, right elbow, stops on the baseline to Hickman. Swing it left side, EK. He dribbles near the top of the key, gives it up to Nembhard with a shot clock at 12. Nembhard left side, Hickman. Back to Nembhard. Uses a screen from EK. Working left to right, top of the key. Shot clock at 5. Nembhard into the painted area. Out to Greg. Back to EK. EK wants to drive on Edey. Shoots with 0.5 of a second left and made it. EK got a kind roll as the shot clock was expiring. And now it's Purdue 51, Gonzaga 46. That was pretty good defense.
Oh, man. Great defense by Purdue. The whole possession, just a high-level shot by EK over the top of Big Z.
Purdue inside to Edey. He's attacking EK. Shooting. Had it knocked away from him. Got it back, however. Shot clock at 10. Purdue has to go in a hurry. Lawyer wants to drive. Kicks it left corner. Lance Jones a catch and shoot 3. It's no good. Rebounded by Watson of Gonzaga. Here come the Zags left to right in a hurry. Boy, do they like to push the pace. Hickman, I beg your pardon. Floater. Good. Just like that. Purdue's up 51-48. Gonzaga with 6 in a row.
Huge 6-0 run there. Purdue, what do they have in store?
Boilermakers need to answer. Right wing, Braden Smith faking a 3. Guarded by Gregg. Gives it Trey Kaufman-Renn. Purdue swings it left side to Jones. Now inside to Edey. Edey against Watson. Will turn and shoot with a hook shot and miss. Long rebound picked up by Braden Smith. Purdue gets a reload with a fresh shot clock now. Edey top of the key. 13:50 remaining in the game. Purdue leading 51-48. Boilermakers had led by 9 a moment ago. Here's a deep 3 for Braden Smith. It is missed. Rebounded Edey. Out to Lance Jones. Top of the key, it goes to Lawyer with another fresh shot clock for the Boilermakers. Jones inside to Edey. Again against Watson. Turns and shoots in. This time he finally got it to go. Boy, offensive rebounding really helping Purdue there. Boilermakers up 53-48. EK shooting from 12 feet. Missing short. Tried to shoot it over Zach Edey's outstretched arms and left it short. Purdue with the ball in a 5-point lead, 53-48 at the 13-10 mark. Inside to Edey. Stolen. Bad pass from Braden Smith. Taken away by Ben Gregg of Gonzaga. Hickman a 3 in transition. Good. Purdue didn't pick him up. He had a wide open 3. Nolan Hickman a triple. He's a 42% three-point shooter. Purdue's leading 53-51.
That is a tough turnover there, the live ball variety, and then you don't get matched up in transition. That's the second time they haven't found Hickman, and he's just strolled into threes.
Yeah, you knew Gonzaga was not going to go quietly. Once they got down 9, they have battled right back. Here's a drive on the right block. A shot for Trey Kaufman-Renn missed. Trey and a foul on Zach Edey. I beg your pardon. A rebound as Zach Edey grabbed it, and then he was fouled in the process.
4 fouls now on Anton Watson. That's certainly a big call there with 12:32 to play.
He will come out of the game replaced by Braden Huff. Purdue will sub in Mason Gillis, the 6'6 redshirt senior, and Camden Heide, the 6'7 redshirt freshman. Purdue 53, Gonzaga 51 with 12:32 remaining in the game. Purdue inbounding baseline left. Fletcher Lawyer, the trigger man. Throws into the right corner. Oh, it was almost stolen. Purdue got it back, luckily, after it was tipped. A drive and a layup for Braden Smith. Well, that turned out well for Purdue. It didn't look like it had, when the ball was being thrown in. It was actually tipped by Gonzaga. Purdue ended up with it, and it ends up being a layup for Braden Smith. Purdue up 55-51 with 12:11 remaining.
Just a beautiful burst there by Braden Smith down that left seam, and then gets that right-handed layup, a little spinner in off the left side.
Nebhard guarded by Heide between the circles, dribbling between the legs. Nebhard left to right, now right to left. Nebhard to the free throw line, falling away against Heide, shooting and missing. Good defense, Camden Heide. Purdue's rebound, by Zach Edey. Driving Fletcher Lawyer all the way to the basket. He somehow finished over the 6'10 Ben Gregg.
That was an elite vertical jump by Fletcher Lawyer in transition. He finished that thing with a sweet finger roll over the front of the iron, over the top of the 6'10 Gregg.
57-51 Purdue. Hickman a floater. No. Rebounded Braden Smith underneath the bucket. 11:30 remaining. Zach Edey needs a break. He looks tired. We'll have a timeout at the next dead ball. Braden Smith. Left wing it goes to Gillis. Inside to Edey. Edey here against Tuff. Trying to back him down. Shooting over the left shoulder. Scoring. So much for being tired. Zach Edey has 15 points. Purdue has pushed the lead back to 8, 59-51 with 11:07 to go. And the Purdue fans once again rise in unison.
Zach Edey trying to get this crowd into it, pumping the fist in the air. And I love how Zach went to that jump hook, his go-to move.
Heide on Nebhard to Hickman. A floater, Gregg, good. A nice little back cut, Ben Gregg. His first score of the game, a bank shot with 10:45 remaining. Purdue 59, Gonzaga 53.
Gonzaga been wearing out that empty side two-man game, whether that's ball screen or pin down and dive.
Braden Smith drives underneath the bucket, shoots a wild shot. He missed it, got his own rebound and put it in. Braden Smith missed a bad shot underneath the bucket, but stayed with it because no one blocked him out. Purdue's up 61-53.
Wow, how about Braden? Just opportunistic there on the putback.
10:20 to go in the game. Braden Smith has 12 points, 13 assists, and 6 rebounds. A steal for Heidi. A steal for Heidi. Purdue with a takeaway. The freshman Heidi in the right place at the right time on the weak side defense. 10 minutes to go in the game. Purdue leading by 8.
It's an extremely poor pass there by Huff, but Heidi, as you said, in the right spot to get that deflection.
Heidi, top of the key. Gillis, inside it goes to Edie. Edie spins on EK, shoots and was fouled. He didn't make the shot. The foul, however, goes against EK, and we have a timeout on the floor. 9:49 remains in this game in Detroit. Purdue 61, Gonzaga 53. On a Central Indiana Honda dealer scoreboard, this is Boilermaker basketball on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
This is your moment, your time to shine, your comeback. You're ready for the next step in your career, and you want an education employers respect. So you're not just going back to school, you're coming back with Purdue Global. Backed by Purdue University, one of the nation's most respected public universities, Purdue Global is built for people who bring their life experience into the online classroom. Purdue Global, Purdue's online university for working adults. Start your comeback today at purdueglobal.edu.
Hey Purdue fans, say hello to the most powerful gallon in agriculture from BW Fusion and say goodbye to traditional crop nutrition. We've simplified product selection to create a personalized gallon that's crafted for your specific crop, problem areas, budget, and more. It enhances your farm's profitability, 30 plus years of crop nutrition data, and industry leadership. Build your most powerful gallon in ag with BW Fusion today at mpga.ag. Let's get back to the action. Boiler up.
Franciscan Health is proud to be the official medical provider for Purdue Athletics. Does a sudden sports injury have you on the bench? We can assist. Franciscan Health sports medicine specialists have mastered a team approach to sports injuries. You'll have access to a network of orthopedic professionals, rehabilitation services, and highly advanced technologies and treatments to get you back out on the field. To learn more, visit franciscanhealth.org/sportsmedicine.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill.
2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
This is Jared Wolbrin, and you're listening to Purdue Basketball.
Purdue Athletics would like to thank and recognize members of the Black and Gold Club who support Purdue Athletics through their sponsorship at the highest level. Black and Gold Club members include Indiana Packers, Molson Coors, Purdue Federal Credit Union, Rohrman Automotive Group, Purdue Global, and Wabash, each great partners of Purdue Athletics. Purdue 61, Gonzaga 53, 9:49 remains in the game. When we resume action, Zach Edey will be shooting 2 free throws. The last foul against Gonzaga, Bob, I did not see that cleanly.
It was on Graham Ike.
Ike, thank you.
That one.
So his second. That was one of those where Ike, who is very strong and probably defends Zach Edey as well as anyone we've seen all year.
I would agree.
But he got buried so deep on the catch that he just didn't have a whole lot of options.
Yep, and that was one of those where I actually was pretty impressed. He was clearly sitting Zach's left shoulder like so many do to try to deter Zach's right hook. And Zach felt that, so Zach went to the drop step the other way. Ike actually slid his feet to cut that off pretty quickly, didn't allow an angle. But Zach, as he kind of tried to power through, was able to pick up the foul on Ike.
Zach Edey at the line with 2 foul shots as we are back to action, and Zach makes the first. Zach has shot the only free throws of the game for Purdue. Purdue has only attempted 4 foul shots, all by Zach. He's 4 for 4. Normally, Purdue makes a living at the foul line. Second foul shot is short. That one was short, grabbed by Ike. So Purdue up 9, 62-53 with 9:42 to go. Heidi is guarding Ryan Nebhard here for Purdue. Nebhard a screen from Huff. Huff now catches it, top of the key, feeds Hickman. Back to Huff on a give and go. Short jumper, no. Rebounded Edey. Zach Edey's 14th rebound to go with 16 points. Zach Edey, 66 career double-doubles, including tonight. Here's a lob for Edey. Catches and dunks. What a pass. Braden Smith, his 14th assist. Purdue's up 64-53.
Just a beautiful dime. And the help side defense tries to get their last second, misses, and leaves Zach all alone with the flush.
Look at Watson, back of the scorer's table. Mark Few has to get him back in the game with 4 fouls. A deep three for Greg is missed. Rebounded EK and taken away by Braden Smith. Oh, EK had it. Braden Smith snuck in there and took it from him. Heidi a three. Triple time. Redshirt freshman Camden Heidi. Timeout. Gonzaga. Think about how that play happened. It looked like EK was about to grab an offensive rebound. Braden Smith sneaking in from the baseline side to grab it from him. He threw it ahead to Fletcher Lawyer. Fletch could have had a contested three left wing, but Fletch took his time, dribbled twice, waited for Heidi to set his feet in the left corner, and Camden said, I'll take it from here.
It was just wonderful play all around by Purdue, being patient. Braden getting his 7th rebound of the game. And then as he kicks it to Fletch, you said it. Fletch easily could have, taken a 1 or 2 dribble pull-up three in transition, which, might not have been the most terrible shot, but he had a defender nearby. Instead, he lets Purdue's other offensive players come into the fray. Purdue overloads the left side. You have Mason Gillis deep left corner, Camden Heidi left wing, and then Fletcher Lawyer right there about lane line extended above the three-point line. He pitches it back to Braden Smith. Braden has all the options in the world. Everything's in front of him. He rifles that thing to Camden Heidi left wing. The defender on that side, stuck between Mason and Cam, stays with Mason, and Cam rips the nets from the left wing, and Purdue has blown this thing open. Now a 14-point advantage. Gonzaga in danger zone, bringing back the senior Anton Watson with 4 fouls. And this is huge here. Now Purdue, can they just make sure they don't allow a big burst from the Zags here?
Look at that stat line for Braden Smith. 12 points, 7 rebounds, 15 assists. Remember, his career high is 16 assists. That was in that home game against Northwestern back at Mackey Arena earlier this year. Gonzaga the Bull with 8:52 remaining as we come out of the timeout. Gonzaga only has 1 timeout remaining. That may loom large late in the game. Nembhard to the right elbow. To EK, catches free throw line extended. He retreat dribbles to the top of the key, gives back to Nembhard. Nembhard, left elbow jumper, no. Again, great defense, Camden Heidi. Rebounded Braden Smith. Here comes Purdue on the run. Lawyer a three. It's short. Heidi fought for it, couldn't get it. EK the rebound. 8:27 to go. Hickman pushes tempo left to right. Gonzaga, they are a dangerous offensive group. EK, right block, wants to attack Edey. Will shoot with his left hand. He will miss. Rebounded by whom it will be. Gonzaga. Foul on Camden Heidi. Ben Gregg was able to beat Heidi to the rebound on the weak side, right side of the bucket. Camden Heidi fouling him. 3 fouls on Heidi. I wonder if Purdue might just roll with Heidi because, man, is he doing a great job defensively currently on Ryan Nembhard. Not Andrew. That would be the Indiana Pacer, Andrew Nembhard.
And sure enough, as you said, Elliot Bloom telling Coach Painter he's got the 3 fouls. Paint thinks about it and says, yeah, let's roll with Cam a little longer.
8:13 remaining. Nembhard guarded by Heidi. 8:05 now, clock ticking. Purdue up 67-53. A near steal. It was a steal. Oh, Braden had stolen it on the far sideline, and then he stepped out of bounds ever so gently. He was trying to keep his balance, and he barely put the toe on the line to give it back to Gonzaga.
That was close.
Nembhard up high to EK. Straight away, 3. Missed that one. Heidi rebounds.
Water finding its level.
EK hit 2 big threes in the first half. 7:50 to go in the game. Clock ticking. Purdue up 14. Trying to hold off a dangerous Gonzaga offense that averages 85 points a game. 7th best in the country. Top of the key. Dribbling Braden Smith to Gillis. Inside to Edey on the right block against EK. Spinning and shooting. 2 points for Zach Edey. Purdue's up 69-53 with 7.5 to go.
Just big-time patience there by Purdue. Get the ball to Zach Edey. Let him do his thing. Jump hook, left shoulder.
Nembhard dribbling to the right elbow. Lawyer now guarding him. Falling away and shooting and scoring. Nembhard. He got the switch he wanted, which meant Heidi wasn't guarding him anymore, and Nembhard said, I better take advantage of this. 2 points for Andrew Nembhard. Right, gosh darn it. Ryan Nemhard. My apologies, Pacers fans. Purdue's up 69-55. Mason Gillis shooting a three on the deep left wing. Missing it long. Rebounded Nemhard of Gonzaga. Here they go in a hurry. Left to right. Man, can they push the tempo. Down low. Layup good. Count it for Anton Watson. A beautiful drive and deliver from Nemhard. Purdue 69, Gonzaga 57 with 6:45 remaining. Still a long way to go.
That was a heck of a push there by Nemhard. Sure enough, Watson at the rim, unguarded.
Purdue inside to Edey on EK. And a hold. Yeah, EK, I saw that one from here. He reached out and grabbed a fistful of jersey on Edey. And the official was looking right at it and called the foul. 3 fouls on EK, and we have a timeout on the floor. 6:37 remains in the game. Purdue 69, Gonzaga 57 on the Central Indiana Honda Dealer scoreboard. This is Boilermaker basketball on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, Katie Gerald's here, head women's basketball coach at Purdue University. I'm a proud graduate of our College of Liberal Arts. My degree prepared me to connect with people and communicate well on and off the court, skills I use every day. I'm excited about the Degree Plus program, which allows all Purdue students to earn a Bachelor of Science degree and one from liberal arts, and still graduate in 4 years. This and one can be a game changer. Check out the College of Liberal Arts Degree Plus program to see if this and one is a winner for you.
We Boilermakers show our pride in a number of ways, from a Purdue flag flying high on game day to a black and gold tie worn to the office. That loyalty is built on precious memories, time-honored traditions, and lifelong friendships. It's everlasting, and it stays with you wherever you go. So whether you're at Mackey Arena, your hometown grocery store, or across the country, the pride is always there. And now with the Purdue Federal Visa Signature Card, you have one more way to show your pride. Purdue Federal, the official credit card for Purdue fans everywhere. Federally insured by NCAA.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're good at insurance. But not just any insurance. We're good at...
No.
Did you forget the parking brake? Yes, you forgot the parking brake. Insurance. When the forecast calls for cheese ball-sized hail insurance. Even shouldn't have parked under that tree. Insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
The time to save is now. It's Ford Truck Month at your local Ford dealer. And right now, we're offering special deals on all remaining 2023 Ford F-150s in stock. That's right. Get great incentives on the best-selling trucks in America for 47 straight years. But you can't wait. This is a limited time offer, and it's your last chance to save big on a 2023 Ford F-150. Check out all the great Truck Month deals at buyfordnow.com. And then get over to your local Ford dealer today.
The 2023-24 Purdue basketball season is presented by Purdue Global, Purdue's online university for working adults. Earn a degree you're proud of and employers respect. Start your comeback today at purdueglobal.edu. Purdue 69, Gonzaga 57, 6:36 remaining in the game. Purdue will have the ball out of bounds, baseline left, after a foul was committed by Graham EK of Gonzaga, leading us into our commercial timeout. EK has 3 fouls, Watson 4, Greg 3. And Bob, you suggested to me during our commercial, let's throw that ball inside to Zach Edey right now because foul trouble mounting for the Bulldogs.
No question about it. Time to feed the diesel here to close this game out from a Purdue standpoint. Put the pressure on these bigs. Greg, Watson, both out there. EK, all mounting foul trouble issues. They're not going to want to provide the same resistance as they deal with the foul trouble.
Purdue throws it into Edey from the baseline, gives to Lawyer, who's out on the left wing, just outside of the arc by a couple of steps. Now to Heidi. Heidi wants to dribble in from the right wing, got to the rim and made a left-handed layup. No one stopped Camden Heidi driving down the middle of the paint for a left-handed layup.
He just glided down the center of the lane and then switches hands in midair with the lefty layup. That was extremely impressive.
5 points for Heidi. Purdue 71, Gonzaga 57 with 6:05 to go. Hickman out high to Watson, left side EK. He's at 18 feet. Dribbles once, gives to Nebhard. Shot clock at 5. Nebhard left baseline, good. That time he was able to shake Camden Heidi. Ryan Nebhard, 12 points, right at his average. Purdue 71, Gonzaga 59 with 5:51 to go in the game. Braden Smith brings the ball into the front court, right to left. Nebhard guarding him closely. He wants a screen from Edie. Gets it, does Braden Smith. Gives to Edie, hands it right back to Braden Smith. Lobs for Edie. Catches underneath the bucket. Spins, shoots, and was fouled. And that's on EK. I think it is. That'll be his fourth. It is. Graham EK, 4 fouls. And that will send to the foul line Purdue's Zach Edie with 5:33 to go in the game.
Purdue in a good spot here as they bleed this time down. Good possessions, getting that thing into Zach Edie late clock. He goes to work, draws the foul. You just got to make sure you make Gonzaga work for their baskets as well. Zach Edie swishes the first free throw. Even that last possession, Nembhard ends up hitting that pull-up J baseline, but you did make Gonzaga work. Use some clock. You know, the clock is obviously at this point your friend from a Purdue standpoint, up 13, 5:33 to go. One more free throw to come for Big Z.
21 points, 14 rebounds for Edie. Missed the second foul shot. Rebounded by Lance Jones. He goes to the rim. He missed a layup, however. Oh, an excellent rebound, Lance Jones, but he couldn't score over the top of EK. On the run, here comes Gonzaga. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Gonzaga because Lance Jones came sneaking in from behind, and Nembhard never saw him. Oh, what a play, Lance Jones.
That is a huge play there, stealing an extra possession away from the Zags. Now Purdue can run more clock and try to get into the diesel.
5:15 to go in this game. Purdue throws it inside to Edie against EK with 4 fouls. He's fouled him out of the game. Fouled him out of the game. Zach Edie went to the left block, spinning to the right shoulder. EK took the bait, and Graham EK, first team, all conference. 1,300 points. An honorable mention All-American. One of the best in the country has just fouled out of the game.
Yeah, certainly tough to lose EK at this point from a Gonzaga standpoint. Down 13, 5 minutes to go in this game. You lose, you know, your probably best offensive weapon. But now the others for Gonzaga are going to have to step up. They really are going to need some three-pointers, you would think, here to try to come into this deficit.
2 foul shots for Edie. First one good. Zach Edie, 22 points, 14 rebounds. Lance Jones, 12 points. Braden Smith, 12 points, 15 assists, 8 rebounds. As Edie dribbles once, shoots and scores. Purdue leads 74-59 with 5:05 remaining. Gonzaga is going to need to go in a hurry. Purdue's going to need that guard, that three-point line here, Boilermakers. Watson, top of the key. Pivots, guarded by Edie. Dribbles twice. Now to Nembhard. 4:50 to go. Nembhard right baseline. Dribbles underneath the bucket. Kicks it out to Hickman for a 3. It's short, but rebounded by Ben Gregg of Gonzaga. To Nembhard, open 3. That one is short. Rebounded again by Gregg. Out to Hickman for a 3. That is short. This one rebounded by Mason Gillis. Ben Gregg got 2 offensive rebounds, but Mason Gillis said, I will not allow you to get the third. 4:27 to go in the game. Purdue 74, Gonzaga 59. Purdue fans are on their feet in Detroit, Rock City. Braden Smith, perimeter left, just outside of the arc. Kicks in a corner to Heidi. Heidi wants to dribble to the basket against Watson. Spins and travels. Spins and travels. That time the freshman got a little too anxious. However, Purdue bled most of the shot clock and had a dead ball turnover. So we'll let that one slide.
Yeah, totally content with that turnover at this point. Better to drag that foot than throw a crazy pass as you're off balance. Cam, after the success of his last drive, maybe a little overzealous trying to get to the rack once again, but Purdue obviously in great shape here.
Less than 4 minutes to go in this game. Watson, a straightaway 3. In and out, no good. Rebounded Mason Gillis again. He took it away from Ben Gregg. Ben Gregg is an outstanding offensive rebounder, but the last 2 opportunities, he and Mason Gillis have had a chance to go for it, and Gillis has won the battle. 3:40 remaining. Purdue up 74-59. Can the Boilermakers hold on in Detroit? Here comes Braden Smith. Left elbow all the way to the rim. Floater. It is good. Braden Smith with a floater. Banking it home. Braden Smith, 14 points, 15 assists, 8 rebounds. Watson will drive. He'll shoot over Edie. Fouled in the process. To the foul line will go Anton Watson when we come back to Detroit. 3:24 remains in this ball game. Purdue 76, Gonzaga 59 on the Central Indiana Honda Dealer scoreboard. This is Boilermaker basketball on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Hard
And at First Farmers Bank and Trust, we work hard for you. Since 1885, we've committed to helping families, businesses, and communities thrive financially. From home to the office, to the field, to the arena. We value hard work and perseverance as much as you do. Experience banking built on heart and grit today. Learn more at ffbt.com. First Farmers is a proud sponsor of Purdue Athletics. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
I get paid to do this. How cool is it?
Wow. It's like me getting paid to be a coach.
And for me, I don't think there's a place out there better for me than Purdue University.
Hi, I'm Kate Young, host of This is Purdue, the official podcast of Purdue University. Over the last 3 years, my conversations with Boilermakers have been serious, informative, and in the case of that exchange with former Purdue basketball coach Gene Cady and current head coach Matt Painter, downright fun. Be sure to follow This is Purdue on your favorite podcast app or on YouTube.
If you're a Boilermakers fan, you know that scoring big is everything. Few things feel as good as watching your team pass, shoot, and dribble their way to victory. Off the court, you can experience that same feeling with a Magnum tractor from Case IH. Magnum tractors match the power, speed, and strength of the best Boilermakers by helping you net every challenge that comes your way. Score big with a Magnum tractor this season by visiting your local Case IH dealer or go to caseih.com/Boilermakers to learn more. Boiler up!
Higher yield potential starts with the season-long systemic disease protection of Xyway brand fungicides from FMC. Xyway brand fungicides protect corn crops from key foliar diseases and support physiological benefits that help develop healthier, higher-yielding corn for a difference you'll appreciate at harvest. Visit your FMC retailer for an at-plant advantage. Always read and follow all label directions.
Earlier this season, Braden Smith was oh so close to a triple-double, first of his career, second in the history of Purdue basketball, when he had 19 points, 10 assists, and 9 rebounds against Texas Southern at Mackey Arena. Right now, Braden Smith sits at 14 points, 8 rebounds, 15 assists. We have 3:24 remaining in the game. Purdue leading 76-59 over the 5 seed Gonzaga Bulldogs. No one gets you closer to the game than Sirius XM Big Ten Radio. Tune in for news, talk, and analysis from the offseason through the regular season into the postseason. We've got Purdue covered anywhere you go. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.us/Big Ten Radio 2023. Bob Riddell, keys to Purdue holding on here over the final 3:24.
Don't turn the basketball over and make your free throws. And basically don't give up a barrage of three-pointers from Gonzaga. And the good news from a Purdue standpoint is this Gonzaga team, not, the Nebraska Cornhuskers from that three-point shooting standpoint. They're not loaded with all kinds of elite three-point shooters, even though as a team they shoot it decently. This is a team that's just not a super high-volume three-point shooting team. As Watson misses the first free throw, that's not going to help this comeback attempt here from Gonzaga.
2 free throws for Watson, where his number 22 on the dark blue uniform makes the second after missing the first. The foul, by the way, as we went to the break, was on Edey. Now here's some 2-2-1 three-quarter court pressure. Gonzaga trying to turn up the heat on Purdue. Timeout, Fletcher Lawyer. Boy, smart thinking by Lawyer. Purdue got caught with his pants down there because three-quarter court pressure from Gonzaga. Purdue was at 2 seconds to go. 2 seconds to get the ball into half court, to the front court, and Purdue wasn't close. And Fletcher Lawyer, quickly with the ball in his hands, looked at the official and called a timeout. Purdue has 2 timeouts remaining.
A very savvy play there by the sophomore, because if he goes, his only option at that point was looking like basically just throw back to Braden Smith. And if he throws back to Braden there,
you're not going to get.
He's probably not zipping that thing across in time. And so now Purdue gets to reset that 10-second violation with the timeout. And is in good shape here still. 3:16 to go, 22 left on the shot.
Purdue 76, Gonzaga 60. Heads up play by Fletcher Lawyer, who has 10 points in this game. He's made 2 3-point shots. Fletcher Lawyer is 2 of 4 from the 3-point line. Well below his March average of 72% from 3 in the month of March.
Just saw the official tell Fletcher Lawyer you have a new 10 seconds.
They stay in this three-quarter court trap here. Throw it to Mason Gillis, does Purdue, to break the pressure this time.
That was a tight window there.
Yeah, it was. That was like a quarterback forcing it in between a couple defenders, but Mason caught it.
The tight end, Mason Gillis, over the middle.
Into Edey, who's attacking. Ben Gregg is spinning as Edey shooting and scoring. Zach Edey, just too much strength for Ben Gregg, who only weighs 230 pounds. Purdue's up 78-60.
That is just high-level physical force there from Big Z finishing through.
2:44 to go. Hickman, 17-foot baseline jumper, good from the right side. Nolan Hickman, 14 in the game for Hickman. Here's that three-quarter court trap. Purdue needs to hurry. Lawyer over the timeline on the near sideline to Gillis. Now Purdue wants to burn clock. Matt Painter is screaming. You can hear him going, no. You can hear him on the microphone here courtside, and we're on the opposite side of the bench. Purdue inside to Edey. Edey against Watson. Watson with 4 fouls. 2 more for Zach Edey on a right-handed hook shot. 27 in the game for Edey. Purdue's up 80-62 with 2 minutes remaining.
That's a bad man right there.
And Watson, just nothing he can do at 6'8" and having 4 fouls. Jumper good, Nebhard, 14 feet straight away. Ryan Nebhard as good as advertised. Purdue up 80-64, 1:50 to go. Here's the three-quarter court trap, broken this time by throwing it to Lance Jones up the left sideline, which is the near sideline as we look at it. Shot clock at 15, game clock at 1:40. Purdue leading 80-64. Edey double teamed on the right block and fouled. Finally fouled, and if it's on Watson, he just fouled out of the game. They were hacking. Yep, it is on Watson. They were hacking poor Zach Edey to death on that left baseline. And it was almost as if Watson said, you know what? I'm a fifth-year senior. To heck with it. I'm going to go out fighting. And he slapped Zach as hard as he could on the forearm. And Antoine Watson, who is a Spokane native, subs out of the game with Purdue leading 80-64. And at the foul line, Zach Edey. Edey's first foul shot is no good. Front end of 1-1. Missed it. Ben Gregg rebounds. Gonzaga in a hurry with 90 seconds left. Gregg faking a three. Kicking in a corner to Stromer. Stromer out high to Hickman. 1:20 to go in the game. Hickman, crossover, 18-foot jumper good over Braden Smith. What a big-time move. Nolan Hickman. 1:15 to go. Purdue up 80-66. This game not over yet. Here's that three-quarter court trap broken by Purdue up the far sideline. Lance Jones holds the ball in his hands. Purdue wants to eat some clock as we have exactly 60 seconds remaining here in Detroit. Purdue is 60 seconds away from the Elite Eight. Braden Smith near the timeline. Shot clock at 8. Right side, Lawyer. Lob into Edey. Back to Lawyer. Shot clock at 4. Lawyer better get it up. He'll throw to Edey. Hook shot from deep, no. And a foul on a rebound on Mason Gillis. It'll stop the clock with 45 seconds left. Mason was trying for an offensive rebound, but in doing so, knocked over the Gonzaga player. That's only Purdue's 5th team foul. And we have 45.5 seconds to go in the game. Purdue now has a date in Detroit on Sunday afternoon. Ball knocked out of bounds into the Gonzaga bench. Touched last by Purdue's Fletcher Lawyer. We're down to 37 seconds to go in the game. Purdue 80, Gonzaga 66. Purdue had a 4-point halftime lead. Purdue up 14 with 30 seconds to go. Huff down low scores. Braden Huff, a layup. 30 seconds remaining. Purdue throws it ahead. Mark Few tells his team to not foul. There's a 1-second difference between game clock and shot clock. And the Purdue fans, you can hear them in the background. Listen closely. Whose house? Our house. Little Caesars Arena in the Motor City. The shot clock will run out. Purdue will take the turnover with 1 second to go in the game. There is 1 second to go in the game. Mark Few and Matt Painter are already shaking hands. And the official, now what is this official doing? He stepped in between the two coaches and said, hey, the game's not over yet. They don't care. They respect the heck out of one another. They're going to shake the hands no matter what. This game is gone final. Purdue advances to the Elite Eight with an 80-68 win over Gonzaga.
Just an incredible job by this Purdue basketball team, taking care of business against this Gonzaga team. Had beaten them once earlier in the season, able to do it once again. 2 points extra this time, a 12-point victory. And how about the performance by Purdue's best players? Really a number of Purdue's players, big-time performances, but Zach Edey and Braden Smith, those guys are big-time dudes, and they led the way.
Purdue now 5-0 all-time against Gonzaga, including beating the Zags twice this season. Our post-game show begins when we come back. This is Boilermaker Basketball on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Purdue fans, say hello to the most powerful gallon in agriculture from BW Fusion and say goodbye to traditional crop nutrition. We've simplified product selection to create a personalized gallon that's crafted for your specific crop, problem areas, budget, and more. It enhances your farm's profitability, 30-plus years of crop nutrition data, and industry leadership. Build your most powerful gallon in ag with BW Fusion today at mpga.ag. Let's get back to the action. Boiler up.
This is Mason Gillis, Purdue men's basketball. For my friends at the Haldeman Companies, proud supporters of Purdue University. They use the same principles for success that Coach Painter teaches us. The importance of teamwork, execution, and tremendous effort are keys to success. Their team includes farm managers, appraisers, and real estate brokers with the experience, knowledge, and professionalism to help you accomplish your farm goals. Since 1930, if it has anything to do with the business of farming, Haldeman can help. Visit halderman.com to learn more.
At Farm Credit Mid-America and Rural First, we do more than lend. We lift up our rural communities that we serve, too. From our day-to-day business of providing reliable credit to farmers and rural residents, to our community investment efforts and scholarships for college students, we help Indiana's rural communities find their next level. Visit FCMA.com to learn more about how we work with partners like Purdue University. Boiler up. Farm Credit Mid-America and Rural First are equal opportunity lenders.
University Bookstore is the official textbook source for Purdue Athletics and the home of the original Purdue Peas. Cash in on 3-Point Thursdays with Purdue men's and women's basketball. When Purdue scores, so do you. With winning home games, you can save up to 39% on in-store purchases. Gear up for game days with the #1 fun place for Purdue. University Bookstore, 2 locations, State Street and across from Mackey Arena. It's University Bookstore.
On the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield, Boilermaker Basketball has been brought to you by your Central Indiana Ford dealers are a proud sponsor of Purdue basketball. Visit your local Central Indiana Ford dealer today. Also brought to you by Intervision Advanced Medical Imaging, the official imaging partner of Purdue Athletics. And by Case IH. Take your success off the court and out into the field with Case IH's superior farming tools. Visit your local Case IH dealer or learn more at caseih.com/Boilermakers. Now back to courtside.
The Boilermakers are 32-4 on the season, but more important than 32 wins, Purdue advances to the Elite Eight thanks to a Sweet 16 victory here tonight in Detroit over Gonzaga. 80-68 is the final. Courtside, Rob Blackman with Bobby Riddell, about to be joined by assistant coach Terry Johnson. Coach Johnson's postgame comments presented by Saab, keeping people in society safe. Coach Johnson.